Welcome back to Mr. Bet on You. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to another live gig show. We have a lot to go over tonight. I got questions to ask. StreamYard Link will be open. Have a video to show you guys. Tonight's going to be fun. So, Happy New Year. Hope you guys are having a good night. I hope you had a good New Year's Eve last night and whatever that you did. If you worked, if you went out, if you went to families, I hope you guys brought in the new year safe and happy and you're ready to tackle 2023. So before we get too far, if I can get a thumbs up in the chat, make sure you guys can hear me okay. Make sure the audio quality is good. And we'll get the show started. And hit the thumbs up when you guys come in, hit the thumbs up as well. What up, Sarah, Cliff Dog, NFL Eagles, Steve, the Rational Driver, Living Life. Sounds good. Reggie, appreciate it. Krista, Kualaha, hello. All right, so let's start the show. Now, we're going to do a little bit of, a year in review. Just talk about just a few things that happened to us, to me in 2022. You guys could talk about that in the chat. And if you want to come up, that'll be one of the topics tonight. How did the gig apps treat you in 2022? How did, if you're a content creator, how did the YouTube treat you in 2022? Did you hit your goals? Did you not hit your goals? We're going to talk about 2023 a little bit. I'm going to share a little bit of a community post that I put up today that some of you guys might not have seen. Some channel goals for me, some business goals for me. I want to share them with you guys. And then we're going to talk about a customer calling the cops because she didn't get her Doordash order. I want to see what you guys think about that. Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Holding those bad dashers accountable is a good thing. Using the police for that, is that a good thing or a bad thing? So I'm going to show you guys a little TikTok, 50-second TikTok once we get into the show. And I want you guys' opinion on that. And that will be a topic we can talk about on the StreamYard tonight as well. Because I think we'll have, I don't know what, I think there'll be varying opinions possibly. And I also have kind of an opinion on these TikToks, these viral videos, these Reddit posts, the Facebook Reels, the YouTube Shorts. I have an opinion on that as well, and what kind of videos go viral and how people know, and are they actually real or are they not real, and are they staged? So we'll talk about that today as well. And also 2023, do you think it's going to be bad for Dashers? Do you think the majority of DoorDash drivers are going to struggle in 2023? Do you think a lot of people that have been doing it for 2022 will find other apps, other ways to make money? And DoorDash then will have to rely on a new crop of Dashers. And I think they want that, actually. So we'll talk about that. I'll give you my opinion on that as well. So first things first, had a good week this week, holiday week, made decent money. It was okay. The New Year's here, so I will be turning DoorDash on this week. As some of you might know, I've been taking a break from DoorDash. Haven't done it in, I guess, since the middle of November. So it's been, we'll call it a month and a half. We'll call it 6-7 weeks, okay? It would have been almost 7 weeks since I've turned on DoorDash and took an offer. So we're going to see what DoorDash is like for me in my market. I no longer have the top Dasher status. The Diamond Zone is still a thing in St. Louis. In my market, we have the Earn by Time. I'm going to be doing a little bit of experimenting, a little bit of things, showing you guys that in some videos this month. And then we'll also be taking a vacation in 2 weeks. So obviously I will be off for a whole week. And I'm not even sure what kind of content, if you guys will get any, from the 15th through the 23rd, somewhere in that range. Okay, so pretty decent week. Let's get into the 2022. Year in review. With the apps this year, I worked Uber Rideshare. I did Instacart, right? Started Instacart last November. So first full year of Instacart. And we did DoorDash. Now we did less DoorDash, but we still did DoorDash. A majority of my earnings were still on DoorDash, followed by Uber Rideshare and Uber Eats. It's all the same for me. I made more with Uber Rideshare than I did Uber Eats, but it's all one account. The money gets paid the same. And then Instacart came in third, but wasn't too far behind actually Uber, because I've done a lot of Instacart in the last 2 or 3 months. So the money that I made was less in 2022 from the gig apps than it was in 2021. But I knew that. I planned for that. We had money. We made money doing 3 or 4 other things to compensate. So that worked out just fine. Put in the comments, what was 2022 like for you in the gig economy? Did you make more? Did you make less? Did you just start? Are you hopeful, optimistic? Did you have a good year in 2022? Overall, I would say 2022 was a really good year for me on this channel, personally, in life, in business, in family, in relationships. A very strong year. With the help of many people, I hosted a first inaugural in-person gig conference in July. We did a virtual con at the end of October, October 22nd. We replayed that yesterday. So we had a lot of really good, positive things that happened on this channel. I would also say there were negative things. There were failures. There were internet beefs, as some would call it. There was drama and this and that. And, not every video that I made was received well and was great. You get some of the hate, but mostly love. So I learned a lot about YouTube, a lot about myself in 2022. I don't do New Year's resolutions, but I do have goals I set for myself. Every day I set goals. I set goals for my year. I set goals for my first couple of months for this year. And one of the things that I'm leaving behind in 2022 is anything that's negative. Any relationship that is not positive, that doesn't serve me and you guys well. I completely have erased all that type of energy. I want to share one thing with you guys. And I think some of you guys can appreciate this. Time is money, right? I value myself as my time and effort and what I put in. I know I spend time doing certain things, and you can't, everything that you do, you won't always make money on. But this year, I had a pretty good estimate of the time that I spent maybe either watching negative videos or commenting or this and that, and the time and energy that I spent doing and thinking about negative things that didn't serve me well and make me money cost me probably about $10,000. I know that's a big number. Some of y'all might ask, how'd you get to that number? 10,000. What when you think about the things that we do, whether it's watching YouTube, spending time on your couch, watching movies, these things are valuable and we can do them. We always have to decompress, right? But if you do too much of those things and you're not actually getting something back from it, right? So if you take your dog for a walk, if you watch a movie, if you give yourself a spa day, those are mental health things and they're positive. You need to do those things. But I learned in 2022, when you spend too much time trying to figure this out and prove this person wrong, prove yourself right, make a video, respond to this, go into somebody else's live, I cost myself $10,000. If I would have focused that energy on myself, we would even be further in this channel and I would have made more money. Even if I just turned the apps on instead of doing some of the things I did in 2022 that I consider failures at this point, I cost myself $10,000. That's a lot of money. So my question to you today is, are the things that you're doing or that you did in 2022 that did not serve you any positive, they didn't do anything for you, but take up what I call wasted time? That's a personal question. You can think that. Feel free to put it in the comments if you want. But 2023 for me, I have lofty goals, big goals. I'm going to share a few of them with you guys now. Then I'm going to get in the live chat. Consider hitting a thumbs up. Then I'm going to show you guys the video and we'll get right into the StreamYard. So I want to bring up with you guys real quick some of the things that you're going to be seeing on this channel for 2023. For me, I want to build the Bet on You brand with other creators. So you're going to be seeing me collaborate with other creators. You're going to see other creators that you might know and love doing videos for this channel. Establish partnerships that make other people money. I want to be able to help other people achieve their financial goals. And that will be in a myriad of things. Assist creators in meeting their goals. I think it's not a far reach. So we can be, by the time we do this kind of live in 2024, we'll be at 50,000 subscribers. I think that's a really achievable, reachable, attainable goal for this channel. We will have a website that will be very unique that will launch just in a few weeks, this month in January 2023. Introduce the Bet on You network with Jaywalk, a network that will be a place you guys could come and get information about starting new side hustles, starting a business, starting a new project for yourself, and linking you with people that can help you with that idea. Continue the Motivation Hour every Wednesday at 4 Eastern. We do that here. Inspire others to embrace change through new video concepts that you'll see on this channel. The merchandise that we sell here, I want to grow that by 4 times. It's not something that I focused on in 2022. For me, it's going to be a goal to continue to try to make new kinds of merch, offer it to you guys, do some more giveaways with that, and show you guys that we have some cool things out there that you can purchase. And I just a really, some might call it petty, some might call it, whatever. But this is a small little thing it's a big thing for me. Might be a small thing for you. I don't know. I would love to and want to hit one live stream where we have 1,000 people watching. And I think we'll be able to achieve that this year. So those are some of my goals. Level up 23 will be a hashtag that you'll see me use a lot of. Leveling up for me just means making 2023 a little bit better than 2022 financially, health-wise, relationship-wise for me, and allowing and helping and assisting other content creators and gig drivers reach their goals in a better, faster way in 2023 than maybe you did in 2022. So that's what we got going on for the channel in 2023. Appreciate you guys for letting me ramble and talk. We've already been 11 minutes in. Let's see who we got in the live, and then we're going to go ahead and show that video to you guys. What up, Tab? What up, Jeff? I see everybody in the house. I see Anthony. What up, Laura? Scooter Bud, Jeff, Mad Mapper. I see Music City Gig Hustlers in the house. What up? I see Reggie, Scooter Bud, Christy. Hello. Debbie. All right. Jeff, Krista, Pathfinder. Appreciate all you guys for coming up in here. Okay. TN, Rico Dash. Appreciate you guys. Dustin, Knight. Okay. I think I got most of the names. I might have missed a few. So appreciate you guys for coming in. If you haven't hit the like button yet, hit the like for your boy. Also, I see Edward Lee. Appreciate you guys. Okay. So those are some of the goals. That's what I kind of recapping my 2022 and going into 2023. It's going to be a good year. I'm going to be challenging myself in a lot of different ways. We'll have some failures because that's part of growth. It's part of being a human. But I also have big aspirations, and I've set myself up to reach those goals. And you guys will hopefully be along for the ride, and you guys could then come in and share with me what goals you guys have reached and what goals you're setting for yourself. So without further ado, I want to show you this video, a TikTok that was made. TikTok is a weird place. TikTok can be fun. It can be entertainment. It can be toxic, like any social media. There's the good and the bad. It can be a place where people make content, even more so for clicks and views than I think and then they do on YouTube, because the content's much shorter and like you can consume a lot of trash or good stuff. Like I could watch 100 videos right now in a couple of hours. Like it's so quick, right? So let me bring up this video. I'm just going to let it play, and then I want to get your guys' opinion. Let me make sure I can get the sound right. Let me pull this up. Let me see here. 1 second. So let me go here. Okay, maybe. Ooh, I always struggle with, I don't know. Okay, hold on. Let me see. All right, let's see if we can't figure this out. So let's click on that. Click on that. Okay, 1 second, guys. I don't think you guys can hear it. Hold on. Okay. Unmute. Oh my God. Now I'm aggravated. Oof, I'm aggravated. Okay. Let's try this again. Let's center our mind. Let's try this again. Oh, Lord, Pedro. Okay. I don't understand why things are more difficult than they need to be. Let's see. I want to show you guys this video, but your boys kind of get when it comes to technology. I'm stuck in 2005, and it really, really, really bothers me. Okay. Let's see if we can't show this to you guys here. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I'm going to lose my shit on live YouTube.
I live in Nashville. This person right here, Gerani, I don't know if it's a guy or a girl.
Oh, my God. What is going on?
$129 worth of food, y'all, from PF Chang's. It's not about the money, it's the principle. I knew I was going to get my money back, so I wasn't worried about that. But when I was on the phone with Doordash.
Can you guys even hear that?
Super nice stuff, but I told them, I said, I should take my tail down to the police report at police station, file police report. And when I see that, the conversation completely changed. So now it got me thinking. Babe, yep, I'm going to the police department tomorrow. I'm going to find out who you are. I'm going to make sure you don't steal from nobody else.
Okay, let me try that again. Let me see if I can. Oh my God, what is going on with this computer? Oh my God, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna lose my mind on live YouTube. I'm literally gonna lose my mind. Okay. It's very low. Relax. Listen, I don't like technology. I wish I was born in 1875. Okay. So listen, anyways, I failed you guys, but I'm gonna give you the rundown. Listen. A woman orders $129 worth of food from PF Chang's. It doesn't get delivered. She calls DoorDash, the customer. I guess the Dasher stole it. She gets a refund. Hold on. Let me plug in my mic and hold on. Okay, let me see. Can you guys hear me? I feel like this live is shit already. Okay. Let me see. Grade of an F. Yeah, F. I don't understand. Maybe just tell us the story. I'm going to tell you the story because I fail. I fail at this like miserably. I got to figure out how to be better at technology in 2023. That's on my bucket list. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, please? Echoes. Oh my God. I'm losing it. Okay. Thumbs up. I think you guys can hear me. Okay. I just got to stop trying to show you guys stuff because it never works. Okay. So this lady orders $129 worth of PF Chang's. The Dasher steals it, is what she says. She could be lying. She could be telling the truth. Who knows? I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here. She calls DoorDash to give her $129. She shows a screenshot of the refund. So she got her money. She could order it again if she wants. Super inconvenience. I get it. So a lot of bad drivers, they do steal food. I don't think it happens as often as we think. That's my opinion. Definitely happens more than it should. But that's what happened to her. Somebody saw a good order from PF Chang's. Who doesn't like PF Chang's? Oh, I'm taking this home. And they'll get a contract violation, and they'll still be able to work. So there's a loophole in the system. We can talk about that for another video. So she decides to call DoorDash. She told DoorDash, I'm going to call the cops. She said DoorDash. She didn't say what DoorDash said, but we know they're support agents. They probably just gave her the runaround. She didn't like their response to that. I guess she wants this Dasher held responsible for stealing so it doesn't happen to somebody else. Completely get that. But then she goes off and she pretends to, in my opinion, talk to somebody in the next room, her husband, saying she's going to go down to the police department. Now, do you think, my first question is, drivers that do that, should they be deactivated and never work for DoorDash again? That's my question to you. My opinion is yes. If you steal from DoorDash or Uber, if you're that kind of driver, if we know that if there's evidence that you stole, you should never work for the gig apps again. My opinion. Now, there are variables here. Sometimes the customer will leave a wrong address. The Dasher leaves it at the right place. And the customer thinks that they didn't, that happens, right? But DoorDash could see what address you left, and maybe they don't refund. So I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. She had the right address in there. Boom. Maybe she lives in an apartment building. Some customers don't label. It could be 3506, but she lives at 3506A, but it doesn't say A, so they leave it at 3506. And your neighbor takes your food. That happens. That happens, especially in apartment complexes. That happens. Or the DoorDash driver didn't have bad intent. He left it at what he thought was the address, made a mistake, didn't steal the food, but somebody took it. Porch pirates, I think they're called, your neighbor, the squirrel ran off with it. Who knows, right? These things can happen. So my question to y'all is, should this woman call the cops and get the cops involved when she's been refunded for her money? I'm going to pause before I go on to my second rant and see what you guys say in comments. Prove it in court. Okay. They need to call the customer. Okay. Gate codes. Yeah. Let me put my banner up for this one real quick. Cops called for missing order. Let me get some more comments here. Let me guys know in the comments, what do you guys think? Should she be calling the cops? Trailer parks. Okay. That happened to me in my early days. Okay. The bear took it. Okay. I am against deactivating drivers. Too much gray area. Criminal. Yep. Let me read this one here from the driven mom. She says, I'm against deactivating a driver without full evidence. I agree. Of theft. I was temporarily deactivated on Uber for a false accusation. I definitely agree with that. I think, and it's hard to prove it 100%, right? For the various reasons that I mentioned and others that I missed. No, the cops got killers to deal with. Okay. How can she prove that? Ooh, good point. Now, you could prove it if you have a Ring camera or some kind of security. So if Pedro's your dasher and I show up with a bag, I put it down. The Ring camera shows me put it down. You can see me. These video cameras are really good. You see me take a picture in the app, mark it as delivered, pick the bag back up and go to my car. That's evidence. I would say in a court of law, the judge is going to say you stole that order. Now, unless she has that, how do you prove it? That's my opinion, right? But I will say this. She got refunded, which is good, but it sucks for her. Imagine if she had to feed her kids, or it's her and her husband's dinner. It's their anniversary. They had a long day. I have empathy for her. I really, really do. No, if she called DoorDash and got a refund, no, she should not involve the cops. Kunita, I agree. But what if she wants to hold this driver responsible? Accountability is something we don't have enough of sometimes. I'm just playing devil's advocate, but let me get into my second rant. You guys got some good comments. Keep putting them in there. Hit the like for your boy. Let me say this. I think she's lying. I think she's stretching the truth a little bit. I think a lot of people that make TikToks and videos are lying and they want attention. I could be wrong. That's my opinion. I'm being super petty, I know. But I think she's stretching the truth a little bit. I don't think her husband was in the other room. I think she's putting on an act. I think this is entertainment. I think it's her most viewed video in her account by far. She has over 1 million views in like a week. None of her other videos have anything close to that. I think people, content creators, social media people that want attention, they want to be comments and all that kind of stuff. They want more followers, more subscribers. I think they will make a video like this following a trend. And in 2022, a growing trend was painting dashers in a negative light. That we eat food, we steal food, that we do these crazy things, that we're stupid. I've seen talk show hosts and radio programs talk about dashers like we're less than humans almost, right? So I think there was no husband in the other room. I think she's like, I'm going to call the cops. She's not going to call the cops. I haven't seen a follow-up video from her on that. I think she just is riding the wave of how do we bash these drivers? They're all bad. Now, could the order have been stolen? Yes, it does happen. I think she's stretching the truth for clicks and views. That's my hot take. I also think calling the cops when you've been refunded your money and you've been inconvenienced, I look at this as an inconvenience. And it sucks. I have empathy for her. I think calling the cops is, I'm going to say this and some might be offended, absolutely effing ridiculous. If I'm a police officer, and I'm not one, I never will be one. I wouldn't be a good one probably. And somebody called me and said, somebody stole my food. And then I asked them, well, did you call DoorDash? What'd they do? Yeah, they gave me my money back. I'm going to laugh at that citizen. I think that's what the cops call them, right? I'm going to laugh at her and say, ma'am, you just wasted my time for something you got reimbursed for. I'm sorry somebody took your food, but you got to take that up with DoorDash. I have real things to do out here. Now, if the Dasher steals the food, I guess it's a crime, but it's not even a misdemeanor. $129. I don't know, but some would say, and I'll play devil's advocate for a minute, it's about the principle. I think she used that word. She wants to make sure this person learns a lesson. I get that. I really, really, really do. I do. But anybody that knows what's going on right now in this country, most cops precincts are undermanned. There's not a lot of them out there right now. And there's a lot of other bigger things I think they should be worrying about. That's my hot take. That's my opinion. Than somebody's P.F. Chang's order being taken by a Dasher and you got your money back for it. I think too many people are quick to call the cops. You see these little videos, these viral videos. Somebody's at like a Walmart or a Target, or they're at Wendy's. I see these sometimes. They're at Wendy's and the customer's like, I need my extra ranch, or you did this, or you weren't nice to me, or, I'm going to call the police because you sassed me, because I think people have just lost their mind. I think these are first world problems. I think it's laughable. I think she's lying. That's my take. Let me read the comments. I'm going to put the StreamYard link up for you guys. I want to hear other people's opinions. I don't know everything. I'm just one man giving you my opinion. So how was your 2022? Should customers call the cops on Dashers for stolen orders? Or maybe it wasn't stolen. Who knows? We're going to assume the way I want to bring it up to you guys is it was stolen. The Dasher stole the food. And she doesn't have evidence, because I think she would have said it in the video. I got him on camera. She would have shown the video. So she doesn't have evidence that it was stolen, but she doesn't have her food. Should she call the cops? And in 2023, what are your goals? We can talk about that. What do you think it's going to be like for DoorDash drivers? Let me go ahead and put in the link for you guys. Any and all are welcome. I just dropped my opinions. I think she's a fool for calling the cops. And I think she's a bigger fool if she's lying. That's just me. When I see videos that I laugh about, I like to bring them to you guys. So let's go ahead and copy this link. And let's see what we got here. Boom. And I'm going to pin the comment. I think I can do that. There we go. So the comment will be pinned up at the top of the chat. I'm going to read some comments in here real quick. I see Roy. I see Akeem. What up, Scooter Bud? Jeff. Jerome says, at Pedro, the problem is that the driver would not be held accountable because all the driver would do is set up another DoorDash account. Dashing Trader provided this, proved this. Yeah, sure. But I think that they could be held accountable, I guess. But if it's not $500, it's not even a misdemeanor, right? So what's going to happen? Is she going to take them to small claims court when she already got her money back? I don't know. Yeah, the police department would laugh at that. They would. What up, Gina? How you doing? Marcia, Rico Dash. Stealing food at one house and Amazon packages at another. I think you call the cops if you want accountability theft. Yeah. But what should we call the cops? Or should you just get a Ring camera? Should you not? I don't know. I'm giving you my opinion. I want to hear from you guys. I see some people popping in. We'll give it a few more minutes and see if anybody else wants to join in on the conversation. But I also think people make up videos. I mean, clearly that happens. But I think these videos about DoorDash, even if it's a driver, I'm going to blame some of the drivers out there. We've seen viral videos of drivers crying in their car, them saying this happened. I think some of them, a majority of them, are not real, not genuine. And I think a lot of the videos that we see, most of them are negative. The viral ones are always negative. And this doesn't go for just DoorDash. It goes for any kind of genre, really, right? We don't see videos, and we need to see more of it in 2023. And what can I do? What can you guys do to help? We don't see videos about a DoorDash driver changing somebody's tire. We don't see a video about a DoorDash driver, or an Instacart driver helping a disabled person bring your groceries in and put them away for them. We don't see DoorDash videos of a driver pulling up and there's a little kid in the front, and the kid's on a bike and he almost gets hit by a car and the driver saves the kid. That happens, guys. That happened today. Something like that happened today. We don't hear about that stuff. We only hear about the people that want attention, and it's always the negative stuff. It's always, I'm going to call the cops on this Dasher. Bullshit. You're lying. I'm calling you out right now. I don't believe it. I think you're doing it for effect, and it worked. So I'm part of the issue too, because I'm asking y'all's opinion on it. But we got to do better in 2023. Like this kind of stuff is just so weird to me that somebody would call the cops. Listen, I want somebody to come up that has a different opinion. I want somebody to come up to say, Pedro, no, those drivers need to be arrested. If you think they should be arrested or fined, I'm not necessarily against that. We got to teach people lessons, but are the cops really going to get down to that and spend that much manpower to arrest somebody for stealing some McDonald's? I don't know. Let's see what you guys got to say. So I see Bud Soda, I see The Matrix, I see Sean, I see John, I see Jesse, and who else is there? I see Thomas Garcia. Okay, so I'm going to bring in all of you guys. We're going to do this roundtable style. So let me get my headphones on, and I want to see what you guys got to say about this stuff here. Okay, let me see if I can't figure this out. Okay, let me see. Let me pull up this banner for you guys. Dun-dun. And also, don't forget, we can also talk about how was 2022 for you. What are you thinking about for 2023? All right, so let's bring in Bud Soda. How you doing, brother?
Pretty good.
Good. I got The Matrix. How you doing, man?
What's up, Pedro?
What's up? Happy New Year. Sean, the Rational Driver. How you doing?
I'm going great. How you, Pedro?
Good. We got John Henry in the house. How you doing, brother?
I'm okay.
All right. We got Jesse. What's up, man? Good to see you.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, you know it. All right. And then we have one more here at the bottom. One second. We have Thomas Garcia.
Hey, Pedro. This is Living Life. What's up?
What's up? Hey, how you doing, man? Good to see you here.
Why is it saying my real name? Like,
no. Why? You can change that actually. Hold on.
Send me a link.
Hold on. Hold on. I think I can actually do it for you. Yep, I can do it. I can do it for you. Hold up. I'm gonna put in living. It might have I think it automatically defaults to that.
Yeah, maybe like to join the chat.
No, based on your
like
Gmail or how. Again. Yeah, that's probably why. But I fixed it, so your name's not up there anymore. But I said your name, but at this point, it is what it is. So
thank you, Pedro.
Okay. No problem. So let me go ahead and get rid of this so you guys can see who's in here with us. All right. Hi. Okay. So I'm going to start with Bud Soda first. Bud Soda. So Bud Soda, what do you think about this story? Do you think a cop should be called?
You shouldn't waste law enforcement's time with that. I mean, there's bigger problems out there. I mean, I can go the opposite direction and say, hey, what about all these people who tip bait and say they never received their order? That's theft of services. So, I mean, technically you can say that as well, but that's still a civil matter. That's the problem. It's a big giant waste when we have real problems. You know, it's the equivalent of pulling over someone for window tint. I think that's a giant waste of time.
Interesting. Okay. The Matrix, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm not sure I believe her either, Pedro. I mean, it looks like a big social media hype setup. Just like you said, man, I don't think I believe her. I've had a couple of times where a customer said they didn't get their order. From the last time, I make sure that I take like 3 pictures of the order, the address, of the outside of the house or the building. And I actually got a violation like 6 months ago. And I provided all 3 of those pictures through Doordash support, and the violation disappeared because I'm like, this is where this kid told me to leave it. I left it in this cubby. Here's our text conversation. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I believe her either. I think in this day and age of getting a viral video up and running, more apt to be a lie, I think.
Yeah. Or it could be, she could be, I mean, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. This happened and she got a refund. She obviously has like a screenshot of that. So something happened there, but it could have been to where like Bud Soda saying, for a customer to get a refund and say they didn't get their order, it's actually really easy, right? Because it's very, very easy. And if you do it too much, then you can get in trouble. And we've seen that as well, right? From the customer, you can get in trouble. Maybe they get kicked off the platform, whatever. But then you just order, you put it in a new Gmail, another account. Very easy. There's a big, massive loophole, right? Like
Yep.
if I wanted free food right now, I could place an order right now. I can get a free $129 order from P.F. Chang's. It would not be that difficult. I could say, oh, well, no, I can say hand to me, and they hand it to me, and then I tell them I never got it. I think they delivered it to my neighbor or something like that. Or
and a lot of drivers, if it's hand to me, they just set it on the porch and ring the doorbell. I do that a lot, and then I stopped doing that because you can get in trouble. But they can say, "Hey, they never handed it to me." But just as a delivery, just like 3 pictures on the drop off. Take the picture of the food, take the picture of the address, and then take the picture of the entire residence or business. For me, just for backup, so that you could provide it. That would be my tip for that. But I'm with you, Pedro. I don't. In this case, watching where her social status went and the 1 million views or whatever, I'm sniffing out a fake there.
Yeah. It's so easy to go. It's not easy to go viral and get attention because a lot of people try. But if you do enough videos that are just a little whatever, or she's obviously she's a good looking woman. She's she's entertaining. She's speaking it up for the camera. Like so, you got to have a mixture of certain things. But it's interesting. So Jesse, what do you think? What do you think about calling the cops if you didn't get your food?
No, yeah, it's ridiculous. Even if legitimately you had like on a Ring camera them just stealing your food, it's not worth their time. They're not going to do anything with it. It's probably petty theft. It's like not even barely. I don't know if it's a misdemeanor or less than that, but that's the same thing with big corporations like Walmart, Target. They let people steal until they get to a certain amount because it's just not worth it until that point. It's just
I'm glad you brought that up because we also have an issue now. People are just going into places and just broad daylight stealing detergent and like all at my local Walgreens, they have a lot of things locked up because people would steal certain items and sell them back on the street. So it's definitely theft is a problem. It is. I don't want to downplay that, but what do we do? I don't know. Is calling the cops a solution? I mean, I wonder how many times the cops are called for something that most of us would consider insignificant, but to the person that the crime is being committed against in that moment, they think it's significant, right? $129 worth of food. I did get my refund, but now I don't have my food I wanted. So that, if that happened to me, I would be upset. But, calling the cops, I mean, I don't know.
Super annoying.
Yeah, super annoying. But so Henry Wallace, what do you say about this? Good or bad for calling the cops?
I think it's bad to call the cops because from looking at her video and from my past experience with customers like her, I actually had a customer I delivered Applebee's to. I handed it to her. And when I was walking out of the yard, she said, I'm going to call Doordash and say I didn't get my food. And guess what? About 2 hours later, I re-delivered that food to that same lady. Wow. And her eyes were big as eggs. She thought she was going to get another dasher. And I was like, man,
that's awesome.
I'm like, man, this caused me to get a contract violation.
So you knew you were going there because you knew the address. So.
Yep.
Wow.
I had it happen. And she was so embarrassed she couldn't do nothing but get the bag. And I had the DoorDash representatives on the phone. And I said, I got this order again. I'm taking it back and I want to make sure you're on the phone when I deliver. And so after they had the contract violation on there and they took it off.
Well, they should have. Yeah. I mean,
they took it off.
If anything, they should have gave you a little extra pay.
But when you meet sophisticated, just say people like that lady, they are full of it, and you could basically tell they're gonna scam the system. I run into them every day with Walmart grocery and DoorDash, Grubhub. You could basically tell.
It's a loophole, don't you think? It's definitely a loophole, and I think people are taking advantage of it. I think some people are doing it that have money. Some people are doing it that don't have money, but it's a way for them to, scam the system, whatever. It's a hustle for them. Think about it. You could order $200 worth of stuff from Walmart or whatever, and then you could keep some of it, sell some of it back in, it's a hustle for some people. Right.
Yeah, they got me deactivated, you jerks.
I mean, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. People getting desperate out here. You know what I mean? Like they're getting super desperate, but
so the best thing I learned to do is, if they have it handed to me, I like, ma'am, I need to get a picture of that in your hand while I'm handing it to you. And I get it for my records and I get a picture of that mailbox with the address on the mailbox, double coverage.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I've heard about people doing that. I've seen a couple video clips of, and you could do it in a positive way. I got a picture and they'll like have a bag and are smiling, and it could be a fun little thing. I've never done it. I've never asked somebody to do that, but I've also never had I never thought I've had 4 contract violations to where they said they didn't get it. I think 2 of them went away like they came off like that same night, and then the other 2 stayed for the next 100 deliveries. But it's something that I might try, depending on the kind of order that it is, and maybe the vibe that I get from that customer when I'm handing it to them. If something seems off, I might try that. I think it's a good idea.
Yes, I also had on the DoorDash app too that they wanted. It came up a couple of weeks ago. They wanted me to have the customers the sign. Said I had to type the customer name in, but it is the way I get them to say I need to get proof verification that I've been to your home.
Yeah.
And so they agree. A lot of them agree with it. I don't get a picture of a face or facial features and that like that. Just the bag in the hand and some kind of portion of the home that I'm delivering to or the business. Because it's a bad feeling when they actually tell you they're gonna call DoorDash and say I didn't get my food.
For sure. And I think I have seen that option on other Dashers accounts where they're talking about like I got a sign for this or whatever. Or put some kind of code in. I think that's a good thing. I think the gig apps are doing that where some customers that might have a history of saying they didn't get their food. So now this is a way for DoorDash to protect themselves a little bit. But then the customer can still order and they get the money from the customer. But interesting. I think things like that are needed. I think most customers are really, really, really good people, but the ones that stick out tend to be the ones that are trying to be scammy, and we definitely have some of that. So. The rational driver, what are your thoughts on calling the cops for not getting your order?
I think it's kind of bogus, personally. I mean, I want to give the person the benefit of the doubt, but it's kind of like I was saying in the comments earlier. Gig workers, almost all of us are trying to make money. So why would we risk our source of income to do something scammy? So it's almost like a benefit of the doubt. Like I want to say it's possible, but at the same time, it's like, why would I risk it? At the same time,
well,
and then
I think you wouldn't risk it because you're a good driver. But I do think there are drivers out there that are bad, or maybe it's their last day and they know they're not going to do DoorDash anymore. I'm going to take this PF Chang's order. I'm going to feed my family. I think that happens sometimes.
Right, and then the other thing too is like. This is the emotional reaction when people like that happens. If people actually like looked at the crime statistics and stuff like that, like in major cities, there are like I heard from a passenger who works with the Chicago Police Department. He said there's like so much crime that the police department don't even have a chance to investigate something like 2,000 assaults or murders or something like that in the city per year because they just are overwhelmed. You think they're really going to care about something this petty?
And that was my thought. I think in certain towns, smaller towns, or a town where that local sheriff or cop really knows that neighborhood, he knows me personally. So if I'm Pedro and I'm calling, hey, this happened, I think let me come down and send somebody. I'll do a report, or let me drive around a little bit, see if I see the car. I think in some towns that stuff happens. And, if they have the time to do it and the means, then let's do some police work. Let's whatever. I get it. But in most major cities, I think those cops are going to laugh at that person. And what you're saying.
And kind of hitting on what you're saying, this is like something that I've done. I used to do, especially before the pandemic. I used to drive exclusively for Uber. So I had a custom Uber Lite made for my car, and I sat there and would walk out into the bars, into the strip clubs. I'd actually walk up to police and say, "Hey, you see this Kia with this light? It's me, man. Here's my promo code. You and the boys. If you sit there, you need a night out. Here's some credits. And like so, I got known in a lot of the suburbs in Southeast PA. They see a silver Kia running around with that orange Uber light. It's me. So I used to get away with murder sometimes. I could double park anywhere because cops knew me.
Yeah, well, I think that's building relationships with your local law enforcement can come in handy, right? I mean, that could really come in handy.
Well,
right?
not just that, but like any kind of personnel, like bar owners,
Yep.
bartenders, bouncers. Bouncers love me. I sit there, I'll put a 10 spot in their hand or something like that. Boom, they take care of me, I take care of them.
Oh, listen, I'm the same way, man. For sure. Living life. What are your thoughts on having the cops call this situation? Do you think it was genuine? Do you think she was playing it up for the camera? What do you think?
Man, like on that situation, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can I quote you?
Absolutely.
Some people are miserable human beings, man. Like, like absolutely, like they're miserable human. They're miserable people. Like, you know what? Like, I've had people tell me that I haven't delivered their order, and I have, right? And I've been through it all. I've been doing this 3-4 years, right? I send you a link. My channel's going up soon, just like yours is. I'm not trying to like infringe on your channel because you're my inspiration, and like I see what you do. But what else can I say, man? There's miserable human beings out there, you know.
No, you're right. But let me ask you this. I think that it can go both ways. I think that if you're a driver and you're stealing food, you're miserable.
Yeah,
I'll say it. Right?
The
driver is either the driver's miserable or the customer.
Driver was a miserable. That driver was a miserable human being. Like whatever. Like he's complaining about tips, and he's stealing food at the same time. Come on, man. You know what? If we do this, let's do this right.
I agree, and I think it's Mr. Wallace was saying he delivered to the same person within probably an hour or so, I would imagine, right?
Right.
And I mean, I'll say this: the nerve on that. I think you said it was a woman, correct?
Right.
I mean, that takes some balls, some nerves, like that to do that. And I didn't think I get the same driver. Like she's hustling, game in the system, And I do want to say this: I can appreciate a good hustle sometimes. I get, some people gotta do what they gotta do. We're all not, I get it, right? But when it affects another human being, that's when the problem is for me. So like that particular hustle that some of these miserable customers do, these people that don't respect us, that can affect us from being deactivated. Like Bud Soda's had some issues, right? We've all had probably a contract violation or something. We have to call support, takes up time from our day. Time is money. So if we're on support on the phone for 30 minutes, hey, that could be $20 that we could have made, right? So when somebody's scamming the system and hustling in that way and it affects another human being, I'm never okay with it, because
Pedro, can I ask you something?
Absolutely.
What is I seen your videos, man. Like I follow you every day. Like the pay by time, right? Like I tried that last night. I tried it last night. I'm actually working in the Miami, Florida market. Mm-hmm. And what do we make? $59 an hour, 1 hour.
Oh, you're saying you made $59 yesterday
in 1 hour
with the pay by time?
Yes.
Did you have
pay by time?
What kind of?
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. No. I was told don't hit it. Don't hit the pay by time. And I'm like, okay. And I stayed off of it, right? And I hit $59 an hour, bro.
For the paid, hold on.
No pay by time. No pay by time. No pay by time.
You're talking about
I was told not to hit it. I wanted to hit it. I wanted to hit it just to try it. So and they were like, no, don't hit it. Don't hit it. We're doing good.
So you were doing it the regular way, pay by order.
Yeah.
I think
$59, man. $59
in great.
1 hour, bro. And I can be honest, that's the most I've ever made in 1 hour.
Oh, sure. You probably had a really big order, I would imagine, or two really good ones or something.
No. We had how many? We had 4 orders. I'm talking to my brother. My brother comes with me because we're in a market that like I gotta get out of the car. I gotta go upstairs, and
Yeah,
he
yeah,
just
yeah. Okay.
drives around the block.
So
Whatever.
you did four orders, and they were what each like what? What's the math on that? 20.
$15.
Now they're like $16 a piece, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man. Wow.
Well,
Yeah, I don't mess with the pay by time.
in this Miami market, you can if you focus correctly and like you do it right. I got videos, man. I'm gonna post it on my channel.
I'll be waiting for them, man. Yeah, put
You
them
know
up,
you're
put 'em
waiting
up.
for them, man. Now
Put 'em
I'm gonna
up,
be
put 'em up.
posting them. If you could email me, the editing part is the part that I don't that.
Yeah, we could talk about that offline. I'll offer you a little bit of. I'm not a good editor, but I'll offer you my suggestions if that makes any sense. But
Yeah, it makes
let
a
me
lot
get.
of sense, man.
I want to get back up to Bud Soda real quick, and then go around the matrix. I want to ask you guys a question. Now that we've talked about this, I think we all kind of feel like the cop shouldn't be called, and at the end of the day, people are going to do what we got to do. But something didn't seem right to me. That's why I wanted to bring this to you guys. But what do you guys feel about? In a minute or so, if you guys could each let me know, how was 2022 for you now that the year's over? Did the apps, were they better? Were they worse for you? If you're somebody that's been doing this for a couple years, like, did you see any? Did you make more? Did you make less? And then what do you think 2023 is going to be like for DoorDash or Uber, whatever apps that you work? What do you think the future holds? But Soda, I want to start with you.
I just want to say this panel saying facts, and I could go on half an hour on that last subject. But for 2022, for me, I did not make my $100,000. I had 3 rough months this summer. I've had a lot of car issues. I'm stuck in a truck for the night. My roommate needs it for his W-2. So I'm not going to have it tomorrow until he gets done work, and I have to go work my old local rural market after he's done work just to get by. I'm making great money tonight. I'm already over $350, but and I've had one hour that was over $60 once. And that was back in 2021 because the money was just so easy when the lockdowns were, you couldn't dine in anywhere. So people were still like, and people didn't want to go to the store. So Instacart, DoorDash were paying stupid. I mean, those were my 2 apps back then. But like now it's a lot harder. I had to figure out, you wonder why I preach stack and route.
There we go, bud. So that actually took longer. It took longer for you to say that than I thought. So good job.
Yeah, but like you wonder why I preach that, and I have some people on Discord saying, "Oh, that's a crap sandwich," and it's like, well, this is how you have to hustle during the slower times. If you're in a oversaturated market, you got kicked off one of your most profitable apps. You got to do what you got to do to go make some money. If I can have 4 orders at 4 and 3:30 in the afternoon and still make over $20, I did good for that hour, especially in the middle of the afternoon. If you want to call that a crap sandwich, fine, go ahead. But I know how to hustle. You'd be sitting there not making any money for that hour because this magical $2 an hour, it's just it's not there anymore.
So let me ask you this question before I get to the matrix. What do you think? The apps that you work, what do you think 2023 is going to be like? Are you hopeful, optimistic? Do you think it's going to be the same? Do you think it's going to be better, worse? What do you think?
DoorDash is making some very positive changes by doing triple, quadruples on initial offers. I really, really like it. I like stacking. So, I mean, I had a quadruple twice. One, I had to unassign the last one that was furthest away. It was a lousy non-tipper. Thank you, unassigned trick. Thank you for that, by the way. That was
you're welcome.
Thing to learn that from, one time ago. But I was abusing unassigned trick really when it was storming out because I'm not delivering to a miserable human being that is not tipping me when I know I'm going to get another better offer as an add-on. Because if the first one's showing full value $10.50 and the other one's actually only $2, why would I do that? It's just common sense. You got to do what you got to do to make your money. I think that looking at 2023 forward, I think people need to look at it more as a business. Sometimes you got to be cold. It sucks. I had a Karen violation a couple weeks ago because yes, I was greedy multi-apping, but I wasn't going to go empty-handed with that one solo order. They gave me another app, gave me an order last minute, Grubhub. It was Taco Bell. They were still quick, but she got mad because she waited 3 extra minutes. I mean, literally. I walked in, I grabbed the food, and I walked out. But because she contacted support, it reverts back to original contact. If a customer complains to support their food taking a long time, this is what support told me themselves, is it will revert back to the original delivery time. No matter if you're hitting the buttons that it's late or whatever. I've had multiple violations when I was only doing a single order in the afternoon, and the restaurant I went to is a good order, but they got a late lunch rush. And I got contract violations for doing the right thing. Now, a lot of those did immediately fall off because I complained to support saying, hey, why am I getting dinged for doing the right thing? But like, it is what it is.
So for you, but it sounds
on,
like you're gonna keep doing what you're doing. You're gonna keep stacking and routing. You're gonna keep adapting. You're gonna keep hustling. You're gonna keep taking good orders, and you think you'll be okay in 2023. Yeah. Love to hear it.
Back on this part, but it's I don't know if it's just their things broken, because I know Tim applied multiple times, and the second time he tried, but for some reason they say there's an error and you have to contact TDI for it, and good luck if you're trying to apply, never respond to you. So I'm gonna keep trying every couple of weeks, and I might get on courage all over the world.
But so I gotta mute you because you're breaking up. I'm gonna mute. So the Matrix, what do you think? How was 2022 for you? What do you think 2023 is gonna bring? What are your thoughts on that?
2022 was good. The last year-over-year earnings that I did was from September to September, and I got right about $95,000, which I know sounds ridiculous.
I mean, that sounds crazy.
It sounds crazy. I know it does, but year-over-year. But I go 7 days a week.
Yeah.
10 to 12 hours a day, unless there's a holiday. I have to go to Denver, be with my family, miss Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, whatever. But I just go every day. So it sounds ridiculous to a normal person because they're like, well, I could never do that, but I can, just because I can just go out and do 10 to 12 hours.
Sure. Your situation's, I would call it extremely unique. Yes. Extremely
unique. So yeah, if I grossed $95,000 year over year from September 21 to September 22, yeah, that's a unique situation. Obviously, I've got the food truck built. It's ready, waiting, waiting on a couple of things to happen for that. And then I just launched my YouTube channel into 2023, which I appreciate subscribing to, Pedro. I've hit kind of a wall. I've kind of figured out the YouTube algorithm where, you release a video. If you've got the right keywords, the right key phrases, the right tags, YouTube will position you pretty well in searches. Like I've found myself in the top 3 of searches on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And then 48 hours later, I'm off. I'm out, because YouTube puts you there, and they look for engagement. And if you don't have quite the engagement, then you drop off the keyword. That. Obviously, you have 35,000 in counting. So I'm kind of hit a wall here. I took the holidays off, took the New Year off. I'm trying to kind of revamp my channel, revamp the structure of the videos. I've got 100 subscribers, which I've kind of died on the vine at. Like I got 100 and then no more. I got the most of my subscribers when I launched my channel on your live stream a couple weeks ago, which I appreciate. So that's kind of in 2023, I want to go down the YouTube, rabbit hole and see if I can do it, see if I can create content that people think is valuable. But right now I've kind of hit this wall with the algorithm. Like, man, I got to do something different that gets more engagement. That's
the thing. You, because you're still starting out, continue to try to do some things and see what's going to work for you, but without compromising the kind of videos you want to make. That's the best I can say for that.
Right.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad to hear you. I mean, that's a fantastic September to September.
It is. It's nuts. It's not usual, but I want to branch out now and go down this YouTube rabbit hole. So that'll be But I appreciate
sure.
the subscription, Pedro. That means a lot to me, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. So, John Henry Wallace, Mr. Wallace, what do you? How was your 2022, and what do you think the apps have in store for you for 2023?
I had a great, fairly good 2022, and basically the kind of work I come from doing. I worked in a car dealership selling cars, and I left there and went to working in a manufacturing plant. I worked there in a manufacturing plant 13 years. It was a great company, but the thing I didn't have was time. I have 5 sons. I looked around one day. All my sons about grown, except for my 16 and 19-year-old that's home. And I always had 2 jobs. And so now I'm employed with FedEx Freight in the evening from 5 o'clock in the afternoon to about 10 o'clock at night. I get out at 7 o'clock in the morning, stay out to 2:30 in the afternoon. I make my money. I'm happy. I don't have no boss. And I had said I would never,
Mr.
ever
Wallace, can you hear me?
be out doing Doordash, putting miles on my vehicle, or doing this or doing that, but never say what you won't do. And I ate my words, and I came out, did DoorDash one day. I think I made $20. I said, that's no money. And my son said, you gonna give up? And I went back out that day and I made 170. I went back out the next day. I made close to $300, and I've been back out ever since. I have my good days, bad days. I just take them as they are, and I go on. And it's basically what you make of it. If you get out here and you work a plan, and you stay on that plan and keep the negativity away, just like me selling cars. I was selling cars. If a bunch of negative sale people hung around each other, you weren't gonna make no money.
There you go.
So you got to stay out by yourself. You got to sometimes do what you got to do, just like the lady stealing food.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do. And so I'm hoping to have a good 2023 without doing DoorDash and Walmart Spark. Mainly, I made most of my money off Walmart Spark. DoorDash came in second for me. I was doing pretty good on DoorDash until around about September.
Yeah.
And when they started this diamond program, it flooded the market.
Yeah.
And I was basically getting an order here and there. So I dedicated more of my time to Walmart Spark, which that's the first app I started doing. I was doing DoorDash first, then Walmart Spark. So I started doing more Walmart Spark. And I think I made about 70 grand Walmart Spark and about 40 with DoorDash.
Hey, you guys are hustlers, man.
Not only I was doing Rodeo owned by UPS, but you just get those little nitpick orders, and everybody said, well, how do you afford the gas? I'm like, well, I take apps like Rodeo, Grubhub, and Lyft, and I offset my gas and my maintenance on my car. And the rest of the money I make is profit for bills and the lifestyle I want to live.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Let
me ask you a question, John Henry. So do you, because you got the 2 jobs, right? W-2, I think you said FedEx, and then you got the side hustles. Are you working 7 days a week? Do you give yourself any time off? What does that look like for you?
I work 5 days a week at FedEx Freight, but it's but a lot of FedEx Freight is merging. FedEx is merging the companies from grounds to freight to express. And it's going to be one big merger. So I usually go in there and work like 30 hours a week. But lately, the last month, since they're merging and they're sending people on furlough, without the apps, I'll probably be in kind of a bind. So, I think the man upstairs for the apps, and the apps have their ways, strange ways, and and so you got I'm a W-2 job. You here today and you gone tomorrow. Kind of like an app. You deactivate it today and you activate it tomorrow. So I look at it like this. I say, well, I go to FedEx as long as I can go, and when they tell me like you got to go on furlough or we can't let you work part-time no more, and I can do the apps and I can start other stuff. But I'm looking into buy me a cargo van and do I guess they call it hot shot delivery. Since I'm working in the office at FedEx, I've been doing that for 4 years. I've learned a lot of scheduling pickups and stuff. Working in there is kind of like we calling DoorDash and we talking to a representative on the phone. They telling us what to do. So that's basically what I do to drivers and customers calling on the phone.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like I'm still doing actually same field I was doing in car business. I'm talking to a customer. I'm working finance. I'm on the phone.
Sure.
You know, so
I mean, you're hustling. You make it. You got a plan. You got a plan. You're clearly a hardworking guy. You're taking advantage of the opportunities the gig apps afford you, and I think that's fantastic, man. That's what they're there for.
In the meantime, I still have some of these so-called friends that like they'll see me out doing DoorDash. I would never do this, and I just look at them and you're not making no money, and I'm just like, oh really? And I never tell them.
They think, yeah,
I never tell them any difference. And they like, well, I'm riding in my $80,000 truck. I'm riding in my 2012 Ford Edge with leather. Navigation, everything you can have in it. So why would I want to go out and buy $80,000 truck when I can do this? I'm 55 years old. At 62, at retirement time, I can do that.
Yeah.
But I'm
That's
not.
great. I always love when I hear somebody say, or look down at drivers that do DoorDash or rideshare drivers that do Uber or Lyft or Instacart shoppers. It's like there's pride. I mean, if you're making money, you're making money. I think some people let their ego or their pride get in the way. Like, I would never deliver McDonald's. Shit, I'll deliver McDonald's all day long if it pays me. I don't care what. You know what I'm saying? Like,
could I say one more thing?
All day.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I'll let go. My wife job closed down last year, and I told her about Walmart Smart. Oh, I would never do that. Guess what?
She's doing it.
Guess how much she made?
I bet she made pretty good money.
Made more than she was making at that plant.
Yeah.
And you guess what? The day we said we wasn't going to work, New Year's Day, and guess what we did? We both stayed home. And so the thing I like about the apps, when I want to go to work, I can go to work. When I got to go to the doctor, I can go to the doctor. When I got to do stuff.
Yeah. Amen. You know? It's the freedom and flexibility. It's a word a lot of us throw around, but we can make it our freedom and flexibility, whatever that means for us. Right. So if that means somebody wants to work 7 days like Matrix and stack his money for his other things he's got going on, that's his freedom and flexibility. Right. It's his freedom to work when he wants. Right. And I look at it like, for me, I have ultimate flexibility. Like I've positioned myself to where like I can take a day off here and there and I feel good about it. And I can spend time with my kid. I didn't work today at all. I didn't work yesterday at all. I didn't work Friday night. So for me, that's the true value in the gig economy, is that if you can manage your money right and you could have a little bit of freedom. And I only got one life. I ain't trying to work, I'm not trying to make my life work, if that makes sense. Right. So for me personally, that's why I really like the gig economy. It works for me. It fits for me. So as much trouble as I give it, and we talk about these apps in a negative light at times, there's more positives to me than there are negatives. And I think a lot of us can in the stories that I'm hearing from you guys, that's what I see mostly, So let's get to the rational driver. How was your 2022, and what do you think 2023 is going to be like?
My year was kind of interesting. I had to pivot. I had a really rough first quarter. My vehicle was repossessed on me, so I had to get that back from the bank. Ended up having to take on a family loan to get it back. And then it got deactivated by Uber, so I had to pivot and go from Uber to Lyft and, refigure everything out. Yeah. But overall, it was great. I sat there and reconnected with a lot of family members that I lost over the pandemic. So I got that mental positivity back. My next year is looking pretty good. I got the bookkeeping thing going. I got the online consultations going, the website's going. My calculators on my website, I'm turning them into apps that should be releasing hopefully at the end of this month. So, everything's looking positive.
I love it. Living life. You still there with us, my friend? I think he might have stepped out.
He go.
No, there he is.
Oh no.
So living life. How was your 2022 with the gig apps, and what do you think 2023 is going to be like for you?
2023 is going to be amazing. Can Mr. Wallace hear me?
I hear you.
Hey, Mr. Wallace, man, I was in the car business since 1992.
Yeah.
to about right when COVID hit. All right, finance manager, sales manager, did it all, man. I did it all. I feel you. I feel you. 13 hours a day, 14 hours a day. You can't go home to the customer. I feel you. Okay, I've been there. I've been there. All right.
You
But
missed out on a lot.
how do I feel about the gig economy and like what's it gonna do for me in 2023
Yeah.
after being in the business that I've been in and Mr. Wallace has been in for many years? We only gonna get what we put in.
Mm.
You hustle, you get.
Yeah.
If you don't go out there and try to get yours, you ain't gonna get any.
Mm.
So I feel very, very confident about what's coming to me. And like Pedro always says, it's just a stepping stone to the next, right?
Mm.
So
Right.
like
Well, yeah,
if we're
for
gonna
me,
use this,
it is. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, if we're gonna get to a stepping stone to get to the next, we gotta get there, right? But we gotta
Yeah.
start somewhere.
Yeah. Well said. And I think, you know, what we also have to remember is, you know, if your path is these stones to get to your end goal, whatever that is, and that's, you know, for everybody's, it could be different, right? It's personal. But sometimes you gotta deviate. Maybe you didn't expect to step on that stone to your right, but hey, you gotta do it, you gotta adapt, and then you're still gonna, it might take you a little longer to get to that other end of the lake or the pond, but that's okay. Like we can control our movements, right? With good energy, positivity, being forward thinking, realizing, okay, these apps are doing this, so how do I pivot? What do I do? Do I need to try another app? Do I need to whatever, right? Do I need to work a different day, change my schedule, like whatever it is, change my strategy?
Pedro,
You know?
can I ask you something?
Yeah, please.
That's what my name is. What my name is. I'm living life, right? So
Yeah.
anything that I have to do next, I just want to live life.
Hmm.
You only get one, man.
You only get one. No, you're right, brother. And I think I think we don't think and talk about that enough, you know, but it's super important. You know, we have to be, at least for me, I have to be working these apps in a way that allows me to see some kind of end result that's positive for me and a little bit of better balance or whatever. It could be Matrix, you know, he's got the food truck, but Soda, I think he's probably wants to make $1 million this year, you know, whatever the goals are, right? You know, we got to have those, man. I think the gig economy is a really good place to do that.
And I've heard, like, I've seen your videos, bro. I follow you, right? You
Mm-hmm.
got you got vending machines, right?
3 of them, yeah, only 3.
Yeah, and you said that, you know what? Finally, they're making you a little bit of money.
A little bit, yep, a little bit.
Hey, every little bit counts, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I break down. I used to be not as good at managing my money, and I've become better as I've made mistakes and I've learned and what to do with it. And for me, it's like, hey, if I got these vending machines, if I can make $400 to $800 a month in profit, hey, that's my cell phone bill. That's my gas cost for the month. You know what I mean? It's a bill that only takes me 3 or 4 hours a month of actual active time to generate. And for me, that's good. You know, it's not for everybody. It took me, you know, over a year for me to even get my investment back. But it's something, you know what I mean? And I could sell them if I wanted to and then just forget it. But I'm going to keep them for 2023 and see if I can't maybe get one more. I don't know.
Pedro, it's just a passive income, right? Like
it's passive income. Passive. Yep, it's passive, 100%. I mean, not 100%. You got to fill them up.
Mr. Wallace, I congratulate you, man, for everything you've done with the car business and everything and getting to where you are right now.
I appreciate it. I have been in the car business since 10th grade. And up until 2008.
That's a labor violation.
Yeah, started there part-time.
I can believe it, man. Listen, when I was 10, I was raking leaves, shoveling snow, mowing grass. Like I was doing what I got to do. I bet Wallace was probably out there just cleaning the cars when he was 10 years old, you know?
Yeah, I was walking from the high school over to the Ford store.
Yeah,
and
there you go.
I was on a work study program, and They let me actually watch cars, then they come around the sales floor, and I was talking to the customer, so they stuck me in sales every day after I got out of school at 11 o'clock, from 11:30 to 5 o'clock. Learning experience.
Crazy. Gentlemen, I appreciate you guys coming in and sharing your time with me, sharing your stories, talking about the customer that was going to call the cops, and was that true, was it not? You know, appreciate you guys sharing your opinions with me. Bud Soda Matrix, Wallace, Mr. Wallace, the Rational Driver, and Living Life. Appreciate you guys very, very much.
Man, I just want to wish everybody a great 2023, and let's just go out there and hustle and make as much money as we can, and just remember, there's always something next, and always look forward to getting greater. That's all I can say. I don't know if anybody wants to say anything else.
Hey, Pedro.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you again, man. I appreciate it. I'm moving into this channel on YouTube. It's a bit of a grind. I have a little bit of a new format coming. Today I discovered how to stack Uber orders with Walmart Spark orders, which I've never done before. I had 3 $50 hours today and one $60 hour, which I've never had in my entire life. So in the next video, I'm hoping to launch in like 2 days on YouTube on my channel. So thank you for promoting that, and I appreciate you having us on, man.
I appreciate you, man. Bud Soda, any final words?
Matrix, you're pulling a me over there. I'm proud of you, brother. That's amazing.
Yes, stack
fantastic.
on
Fantastic.
Stacking Ubers on stacks.
I hope everyone has a great new year, and that things go well for you. Hopefully my car situation gets better and my stops breaking. But because I'm stuck in the truck right now, and that's not as fuel efficient, and these gas prices up here are still, about $3.50 average. So
$3.50.
I'm gonna do what I can do.
Where the hell are you?
I'm by Fort Drum, New York.
$3.50. It's I got $2.53 today. That's
okay. It's $3.40 at the 7-Eleven I'm in front of, but the average of the area is about $3.50. The cheapest I saw today was $3.05. That's how much it widely varies. It's $3.70 up home.
Terrible.
Well, the further north you go, the worse it gets. You start getting towards Delaware and Virginia, you see it go below 3 easy.
But I'm gonna let you guys go. I really appreciate you all. Thank you, Pedro, for helping my channel as well. I wanted to give you a shout out there. Anyone who's helped my channel, there's many people in the chat. I hope my channel grows. I still gotta figure out what to do for my 300th video celebration. Unfortunately, my finances are not where I'd want them to be right now, so I might have to delay that a little bit because I wanted to do a little bit of a giveaway and help out maybe a newer driver, or maybe a driver who's they're doing this to pay the bills and they don't have the money to get all the extra stuff that they would need. So you guys take care. Have a great new year. Thank you.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Appreciate all you guys. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Hey, Pedro, can you hear me?
Yeah.
My channel's coming up soon, man.
I'll be looking for it. Email me, man.
I got you.
All right.
But I'm coming from Miami, Florida, not Ocala, where I used to be. So it's gonna be a little different. It's gonna be a little different.
Gotcha.
Markers are different here. Okay.
There you go. All good. Mr. Wallace and Rational Driver, appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Hey, can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a little story time. I wanted to get a little something spicy out there.
Okay.
I worked last night in the North New Jersey area, and it's going to break on. I think it's going to break on Show Me the Money Club this week. I talked to Sergio. I sent him a whole bunch of stuff. But there was a huge bug with Lyft. I posted the video on my Instagram, The Rational Driver, where everything from like Jersey City, like there was like a 25-mile radius where everything was a $50 search for Lyft.
For one day, for like a day, or for a few hours?
For like 6 hours last night. Everything in like a 25-mile radius was $50 plus.
Well,
And
because of New Year's Eve.
no. What happened was there was this bug where it was a feedback loop where
Mm.
they initially started. This was even before the ball dropped. Like it was already at like $35, like $50. It only got higher as the night went. But what ended up happening was you would sit there, you'd go into one of these bonus zones, you'd see $50, like, all right, you sit there and you get a ride, and all of a sudden you just see like, oh, $9, you'd see $10, you sit there. They had to sit there, and there were so many drivers that were just making money hand over fist, they had to sit there and like void the bonus zone.
Wow.
Which then you had drivers like me who would sit there and see $9 and not $59, so we'd decline the ride. So it became this perpetual feedback loop where we would get these rides. And I was at Newark Airport last night. We were sitting there, like there was at least 25 of us sitting around the round table, just like, what is going on here? We'd sit there, have a ping come in, and we'd be in like a $35, $40 zone. Nothing would happen. We wouldn't see it. We'd sit there, decline it. It goes around through all the phones again. Passengers still sitting, it's going higher, and demand's keeping going up. Drivers are going down. $60, $70 surges. Finally, they fixed it around like 2 o'clock this morning.
Mm.
So yeah, like I was averaging on my active time, $50 an hour. Not my book time. My book time, I was going around like I was like $75.
Man, if I had, like, let's say, let's just say I woke up tomorrow, right, and I'm gonna work, right, and if I see $50, if I see something like that, I'm working all day, right?
Yep.
Or 12 hours, I think is what Uber allows, right, for Rideshare. And I'm just working, and then I'm just gonna take the next day off. I'm just gonna stack my money, like that's how I would do it. But I wonder if we see a glitch like that, do they wind up like modifying those trips based on mileage and time spent to where you actually make maybe what would have been more normal? You know what I mean? Like, do you think that something like that would happen? Because I've never seen a $50 surge. I see it all the time. Oh, I've seen this thing.
Oh yeah,
I've seen like $18, I think, something like that.
Dude, I worked the Philly suburbs, so all these like little satellite cities, where the population's really low. All it takes is like 5 people to open up the app, and then all of a sudden, boom, I've sitting there. I live 50 miles outside northwest of Philadelphia, and I've seen my town light up with $60 surges midweek because you got 3 people that just happen to sit there and need a ride. It happens too. Yeah, and just imagine you're that one person who sits there.
So what's the customers paying? Are customers paying $100 to go somewhere?
Yep.
Oh man. Because
you get that, because that bonus goes to you. 100%.
Sure, no, yeah.
So like I have it happen all the time where I get these people stranded. They sit there, they go. There's a town right on the Pennsylvania Jersey border called New Hope. It's a very kind of a bougie area where people just go out there and they go for weddings. They have the cougars go out there, but they have a little fun, prowling around. And then what ends up happening is like 1 o'clock when the bars close, there's no drivers around.
Yeah.
And they're stuck literally in the middle of the woods. Like there's nothing going on. And you start seeing this small little town just go pink, 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 red, red. And it's $35 Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
It's the craziest shit. Like it's crazy. My language.
Well, I'll be looking out for that on the
I have it,
Money Club or whatever you got going on over there.
Well, I posted like the 30-second video on my Instagram. Is actually I broke my cherry on Instagram because I had to get it out there, and I was like, look, watch this. I'm literally in like a $35 zone, and I turn the app on, and a ride comes in for like $9, and it's like, nope, bye, peace out, and and it was so broken that the customer support, it took a half hour to get someone on the phone. Like they just like the ball dropped, and they were just like, peace, I'm done. I almost thought Lyft was either like the support staff was on strike, or they were just like, yeah, we're broke now, I didn't tell anyone.
No, I
I've
think
had that happen at W-2s.
with New Year's Eve too, I'm sure they had people call in, customers call in, and also drivers. So it's I don't think I've never driven a New Year's Eve. Yeah. With Uber, but I probably won't either, but that's just me. I don't know. But hey, I appreciate you sharing that. I'll be on the lookout for some more information, and keep in touch with what you got going on over there with the app and everything, man.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me on.
Talk to you later. All right, I see a few people waiting. I'm going to get to that. I see the Drivens. The Drivens are in the house. So let me go ahead and get in a live chat with you guys for a minute and see who we got in here. Give me 1 second. Let me get all that together. Okay. Dasher Benj, what up? What up, Jeff? What up, Hoodie? I see Chasing in the house. Dashing Grandpa. Grandpa, I think when I looked at your channel today, it said 1.99. You got to be at 2K by now, right? And if you're not, listen, y'all, my man Dashing Grandpa, somebody put a link to his channel up. I know that was a goal of his to get there by 2023. And listen, we're only 1 day behind. So let's just make that happen right now. I did. What up, Juice's Ghost? What up? What up? What up? Robert, I see you guys in the chat. So some of the topics tonight, I want to come in. I want to see if the Driven Dad and the Driven Mom would like to offer some perspective to 2022. What was it like for them? What do they think 2023 will be like? And then I also want to ask them a question. I think they're listening now, so they can prepare themselves. Do you think it's okay to call the cops if you're a customer and you didn't get your order? Call the cops on the Dasher. What do you think about that? So I'll give you guys a minute to think about that. And KDG, I appreciate you being here. Appreciate all you guys coming up in on this first live of 2023. We've been talking about the story about the customer calling the cops on the driver, making a TikTok. I think some of these customers are just kind of crazy to me. And I think also these drivers that are stealing orders are also just bad. They're making us look bad, but it's part of the game. It is what it is. Most drivers are good. Most customers are good. Earlier in the show, we talked about what 22 was like for me. 2022 has been a great year. Great year. Not only on YouTube, but just family-wise. What I've learned. 2022 has been an amazing year, and I got big goals, big plans for 2023. I'm doubling down. So for me, I'll give you guys an analogy, right? Before I bring the Drivens in. I feel like 2022, I went to the poker table with like $100, and or I'm at the blackjack table, and I turned that $100 into like $1,000. So I'm feeling really good, right? And I'm gonna reinvest that $900 that I won. I started with 100, now I got 900, right? I'm gonna reinvest that 900 into me so that I can have an even better 2023. So that I can take that $100 investment, right, or gamblings, take my 900 winnings and make it like 10x it. Right. So 2023, I got big plans. So I appreciate all of you guys for being in here and sharing your guys' stories. So let's bring in the Drivens. See if I can't. Let's see, Driven Dad. Tony, how you doing, brother?
Muted.
Muted. There you go.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, man? Let me bring in the Driven Mom. Driven Mom, how you doing?
Hello.
Hello,
Good.
hello. How was you guys' New Year's?
It was good. Hey, real quick, I'm like 5 minutes from my next passenger, so
Yeah.
I'll have to mute, but
Yeah, no problem. Why don't you go first then? I don't know. I think both of you guys are probably out, but how was, share with us how 2022 was. What are you looking for 2023? And then the first question I want to ask, do you think a customer should call the cops if they didn't get their DoorDash order? Answer that one. Give me your opinion on that one first.
on the customer,
Yeah.
I don't think that you should call the cops, because if DoorDash refunded her money, then it's all settled. Like, the cops aren't going to do anything for you. You're wasting their time. And like you were saying earlier in the show, most likely this lady's lying. Like,
I think so. I hate to be like negative, but I think she's stretching the truth a little bit. You know what I mean? Just a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, maybe there's a chance, because I know there are some drivers that have no integrity that will steal food. But I think that without evidence, she's just being dramatic. if I had like evidence of a driver stealing my food and I was making a TikTok like her, I would put that video on
Oh,
TikTok because I think
absolutely.
that
Yeah.
would get
Yeah.
way more views than me sitting in my
Yeah.
living room talking about it.
Yeah. We've seen
So
some of those videos, where they have like the Ring camera and you see the driver take a picture, they walk away, or the driver do something crazy like, take a drink out of the shake or shake the, we've seen these stupid drivers
yeah,
do crazy things on Ring cameras. So I definitely feel like that's why she's embellishing a little bit. But so how was 2022 for you? Did you have a
right.
good year with the gig apps? What do you think 2023 is going to be like?
I think 2022
Lisa, you
was
go.
definitely sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. I think 22 was great. Definitely took me way outside my comfort zone with the YouTube channel. I started the year with doing food delivery, and now I've transitioned back to doing rideshare. So lots of changes, lots of
Mm-hmm.
things that, made me have uncomfortable, but in a way that I think is good. So, and then this is a short trip, so I should be able to pop back on before Tony's done talking, but I'm definitely going to have to mute because I'm like right
Oh,
here.
you're fine. Yeah, you're fine.
All
Let me
right.
get Tony in. So Tony, what's your opinion on calling the cops for a DoorDash order that didn't show up?
Would she think this is like shoplifting or something? Like,
Well, I mean,
hey,
I mean, if they stole it, I guess it's definitely a
right,
form of theft. But like calling the cops, I mean, what do you say to that?
right. I mean, you know what? My opinion is that it's all fabricated, the whole thing.
Mm,
Not, she may not even did a DoorDash order.
mm.
And if she did, like, she probably got it. She's just like, oh, let me try to go viral on TikTok today.
Yeah, I agree.
Uh,
I agree.
I have zero trust in TikTok content creators.
I think I'm similar, and I think it's TikTok's such a weird thing, because you go down these like the algorithm is so funny because you'll watch a video or 2 or 5 of something that's similar, and then all you get all day, if when you go back on, it's like the same stuff. So you see
Right.
very similar things that could be very fabricated or very drama-like or very entertaining in good positive ways. So
It's
TikTok's just weird.
that sounds kind of like if you were to scroll Facebook's reels, because like the way Facebook shows you reels and Instagram shows you reels are totally different styles, and it's like everything on Facebook is so phony that it's like I
Yeah.
didn't even get on Facebook.
Yeah, I don't have a Facebook account, so I can't.
But as far as if she should call the cops or not, I wouldn't. But I guess she's free to do that.
Sure.
It'd probably be better to just go online and file the police report that way if you can do that with your district or whatever.
Yeah.
Just so you can have your log of your report so you can go ahead and press your charges or whatever. But good luck getting your day in court and actually getting value out of that. Like
Right, for sure. For sure. So how was 2022 for you in the gig economy? I know you've done a lot of different things, and you got these apps, and you did the Top Dasher. You got the Uber, the Lyft. Like, did you have a good year? Did you have a good year? Are you hopeful for 2023? Tell me about that.
Yeah. 2023 is I'll just start off with that. My view on 2023 in the gig world is skeptical but optimistic, if you get what I'm saying.
Sure.
Skeptically optimistic. Like, I hope it's great and it's a similar year to 22 was. But, I know there's a lot of changes in legislation and different states having different things happen. So, and then the Department of Labor and all of that. I don't like to dwell on the negative and expect the worst. But I know it's possible. But as far as 2022 was, I know Bud Soda was going for 100,000, and I didn't think that I should do that until he said he was doing it. So I was like, all right, well, let's go.
Yeah, I remember you post talking about that at various times, and I think you broke it down, even like you broke down the last 3 or 4 months of the year for you,
Yeah,
and what you'd have to do. So kind of, can you want to share a little bit of that with us if you don't mind, or are you willing?
right. In just the gig apps, I made it to just around like, I don't know. Let me look at Gridwise real quick.
Okay.
It'll give me the recap real quick. I have $0 for the year right now because I haven't put anything in for today.
Yeah.
But $95,000 $95,080.51.
Wow.
And
But that doesn't include that run you did off the books, right?
no, that includes, I put that in on
Oh, you
Gridwise.
put it in.
But
Okay. I wasn't
yeah,
sure if you did or not, because I knew that was kind of off the apps. So
yeah. And then that doesn't include any of my like revenue from YouTube,
yeah.
or like I have the Play Octopus tablet rolling in the back seat. I've got I get a little bit of kickback from Gridwise for being a tester.
Yeah. Nice. So, I mean, it sounds like you had a really good year, I would say. Would you? I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, for
If
sure.
Lisa didn't decide to help me out and lighten the load so that we can both be involved with the children's homeschool simultaneously, then I would have hit 100K. And I'm glad that I didn't hit 100K as far as that goes. But Lisa and I combined definitely
Yeah.
made it well over 100K.
Nice, man. That's awesome. And I think it's, I think your guys' experiences, and earlier we had the Matrix in here. He did really well, and Mr. Wallace, and they shared some of their numbers. And I think we are like what I would say like the 1%ers. I think most of the people working these apps aren't hitting close to these 6 figures, right? I think it's really, really
Right.
hard to do that. But I think when I hear people talk about a goal that they have financially, and we should all have those, right? For whatever reason you have it. And when we get to those goals, or we get right at that goal, I think that should be celebrated. I think it's awesome. It shows it takes a lot of time and effort and hard work, and you got to plan, you got to be smart, you got to adapt, but to hit that kind of number, man, it's amazing. I mean,
yeah. Well, I just want to also give a little update. Like, I know when I first came onto your channel at the end of 21, talking about renting a Tesla, people were like, "Oh, you are crazy. That's a lot of money."
Yeah.
Well, I don't necessarily think that it's not a lot of money, but I also don't think that, like, if you want to get a tool for your business and leverage it, you're going to find a way to pay for that tool. And part of the program that I use in Colorado is that he does word of mouth advertisement, and he rewards his drivers who refer people to him. I'm up to by the next, not this coming invoice, but the next one, I'll be up to 4 referrals. That's $100 a week off of my rate. And so, yeah, it's like that makes my Model Y less cost per week than a Uber Hertz rental. And I can use it for luxury services, private business, etc.
Listen, man, I think that when you hit a certain amount of money, right, that you can make with the gig economy, right, you're not going to be able to hit that without having some cost, right? And without investing in your business, investing in how to get to that number. Because I think a lot of people can do this. Regardless of market, a lot of people can work these apps full time and make $50,000. I do believe that, right? And for some people, depending on where you live, that's a lot of money. So, could be really, really good money, right? But there's a big difference between 50K and 100K. Right? A huge difference, right? And
absolutely.
Yeah, well, while you're not taking all 100K home, still that's a huge difference, right? And it's not going to cost you 50K to rent a Tesla. So it is what it is. But I think it's a great thing.
Well, you say that, and that just makes me want to, like, my goal this year was 100,000 after Bud Soda was going for it.
Yeah.
But this year, I want to net 100,000 or more. And it's obviously not going to be in just doing rideshare and food delivery.
Yeah.
Gotta open up the avenues to my own businesses. I
Yep.
definitely want to make YouTube a big part of that. I'm opening up my own university. I don't know if you've heard about it.
I heard yesterday. No, I was somewhere, and somebody said you were doing something. They didn't. They were kind of vague about it, but it seemed like it was some kind of class or some kind of something similar to that. I can't remember where I was at. I was somewhere doing something. I was in another chat maybe or something. I was like, oh, I didn't hear about that. That's pretty cool. So
I've been talking about it on Coffee in Colorado, so it could have been like Rodney or Steve or somebody.
Yeah,
Hannibal may have said it.
It wasn't Steve or Hannibal. It might have been like a Rodney or somebody. It was somebody that mentioned it. And
Daniel
I was like,
K.
Pretty...
Yeah.
It was a viewer, like a subscriber or a watcher that was mentioning it. So, what does that mean for you? Like, what does that look like? Like, what is that exactly?
I'm going to be fully unaccredited. So if you're looking for an accredited degree, that ain't gonna happen from me. But the name of the school is called Get a Real Job University.
Get a Real Job. That's a long name for a university.
Yeah, but it's basically university for all of us gig workers out here that get told to get a real job.
Yeah.
You can take my courses for free by watching my channel. And then on my website that I'm going to be starting up this year, I'm going to post a link where you can download your degree of having a real job, and you can show people that you have a real job and you make real money. So that's the gist of it.
Yeah. I like that because earlier we were talking about how somebody mentioned that was up on the StreamYard. They were like, yeah, people tell me to I would never do Doordash. I think that's what they say.
Yeah.
I would never do Doordash. Like, what is wrong? I don't get this whole. It's a very old way of thinking, right? Because I think we have to, these traditional ways of making money, the traditional 9 to 5. There's something wrong with those. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right? I did it for a majority of my life, right? But like the way the world is moving, how people value their time, how they're spending their money, how they value convenience more than ever before, the opportunities on social media platforms and, being self-employed have never been greater. So
except for when we first were founded.
Well, sure. But that's, we weren't here then, right?
We're getting back to the roots.
I mean, and listen, I mean, I could segue this into the whole betting on yourself, right? Like that's how it should be. And that, to me, that's the greatest thing about living in America. This is just my opinion, okay? Because it's worked for me, is that we have so many opportunities here, right? So many. And the people that complain or say that they can't do this or whatever, usually there are outliers because some people don't always have that, some people have it harder than others, right? But the opportunities are out here for everybody, man. And I think the ones that are willing to be forward thinking, take some chances, right? Be willing to be uncomfortable. Those are the ones right now that can do okay in whatever goals that you have. It doesn't even have to be monetarily. Like there's opportunities for people. I'll give you this example. For the rest of 2023, if I chose not to work at all in a gig economy, and I'm not going to do this, but I'm using this as an example. This is extreme, but it's real. I don't have to work I don't have to work one more day the rest of this year. I can make videos I can go full content creator. I could do Instagram, Facebook Reels, TikTok, continue with YouTube, and I would be able to make enough money to support my family by just doing that. And I would never have to work one more day this year. Now, that would be a foolish thing to do, but I use the reason I'm saying that is that's an opportunity, right? I would see an opportunity in front of me, and I could spend every day with my daughter. I could spend the time that I would work. I could maybe invest it into myself in another type of business, right? So I say that because it can happen, and good fortune favors the bold. And if you want to be bold and forward thinking, like the opportunities are here. And that's my favorite thing about living in America. That's just me. But
Absolutely.
I think it's great. I mean, I complain about like these clown customers and these people that don't tip. And like, at the end of the day, it's really a first world problem. Like we really, all of us have it pretty good. I know that there's a lot of things that are happening around us that can be a little crazy. It can be worrisome, but like, I just try to control what I can control, take advantage of what's in front of me, take care of my family. Like, it's not that hard when you think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think people make it hard.
Sorry about that.
Anyways, I didn't mean to go on a rant there, but
hey, I got a quick segue off of that though.
Yeah.
You said you rant on the no tip customers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, don't. Sometimes I disagree with what Maximo's decision making is right there.
Shout out to Gary.
Stop it. I gotta disable this real quick so Lyft doesn't start going off like crazy. But there's a lot of sorry, 1 second. There's a lot of people that may or may not think that, Pedro is ungrateful for DoorDash customers that he doesn't agree with. But I think that you are actually probably very grateful for these customers, because if they didn't exist, how much of your content would get as much play as they do?
That's a good point.
You're just grateful for them in a different way than when it comes to being a driver for that specific individual.
Yeah. No, that's a great point, man. And I probably don't think about that or talk about it often or at all, but like, they definitely serve a purpose, because it allows me to talk about them and people can relate to that video if I make it, or if I'm being frustrated, or if I'm clowning them, and they serve a purpose in that regard, right? Because then it teaches other people, drivers, hey, I didn't know I didn't have to take all these orders. Okay, now I'm making more money. So everybody, it's a big circle. Everybody plays their part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And those same people that would get upset about that as a customer, they're the same people that are making TikToks like this lady that you're talking about.
Exactly.
So, it's like, it's kind of like yin and yang. You need each other.
Yeah. It's a good point, man. No. I appreciate you kind of reminding me of that, because we definitely, it's a circle. We can't, if those customers just stopped ordering altogether, and so it would make things a little bit different, right? Because then, it'd be a little kink in the matrix there a little bit, So,
exactly. So real quick too, I just wanted to mention that as a content creator this year or last year, 2022, I got fully monetized on three platforms, and it didn't take 1 million views either.
Yeah.
YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, all very similar platforms, but I've
been hearing about this Rumble, man. What can you tell me about Rumble? I don't know really anything about it. What can you tell me?
It's not like the YouTube content creator space, as far as how diverse of a audience you have to make a good ground in your niche. As far as like, unless it's very politically driven at this point, I think, because YouTube was censoring content for a lot of creators, or even banning them.
Yeah. So then they went to Rumble, correct? So
right.
Because the censorship isn't there, right?
Right. So I started my Rumble and my Odyssey just as a backup plan in case something were to happen to YouTube. And it could, in the future, whatever, I want to diversify and have a library up already in different places. So it's not necessarily a politically driven reason for me, but yeah.
Yeah, I've been hearing about it. I don't know. It's interesting. I want to do some research for sure, because I think it's definitely,
it's very simple and Mr. Flex has Rumble as well. I think his channel name is Doordash Related.
Is that right? Interesting.
Yeah, because when I get a notification, Doordash Related has posted a video, and it's always Mr. Beast. or Mr. Beast. It's
Hey,
always Mr. Flex.
I got to shout out Roy. Roy, nothing wrong with purple haired people. So anybody, if you got purple hair or blue hair in the chat, it's all love. Okay, just want to throw that out.
Well, I think he's talking about the stereotype.
I know what I
stereotypical.
know. He put a little laughing emoji. I know.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm gonna look.
Shout
I'm gonna
out
look
to
into
Roy
that,
too.
though.
I was on his chat yesterday, and somehow I got put back to the beginning of the chat, and I thought I was live, and I was commenting on things that were happening like an hour prior.
No, I've been in lives before where like I've been watching it, right? And then like maybe I pause for a particular second or whatever, and I'm like 15 minutes behind. So I'm like listening, and then I'll comment. I'm like, you know, and I'm like, then I realize I'm 15 minutes behind. I'm like, damn, I just look like a doofus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's just I wanted to mention that for my own purposes of
yeah. I appreciate that. Hey, I'm gonna take the next guy. I think you're on your way to a trip right now.
No, I'm actually charging, and I was holding on to an Uber surge. So, but
got it.
I had Lyft off, and because I declined Uber, it turned Maximo turned Lyft back on. But yeah, there's a way around that. In Maximo's app, you just disable whatever app you don't want Maximo to continue to control and I forgot to do that part. So,
Interesting.
All right, thanks for having me as a guest. I'm sure Lisa will join back in when she's
no problem.
charging.
If she doesn't, just tell her I say good night, and you guys have a good good 2023. I'm sure I'll be seeing you guys around. So,
all right, happy New Year.
Brother. You too, man. All right, man. You never know where the combos are going to go on Mr. BetonYou. So good night tonight. We basically did our 2022 recap, 2022 for all of you that are just now coming in. Appreciate y'all. Hit the thumbs up for your boy. Let's see if we can't get this. I don't know how many thumbs up we got, but keep hitting it. 2022 has been a great year for me. A lot of successes, a lot of failures. You can't have success without failure. And I believe you can't have failure without success. I believe they work hand in hand. And if you're not somebody that's afraid to fail, if you're somebody that can learn from mistakes, if you got any kind of balls, if you got any kind of smarts, you could make things happen for yourself right now. And the direction I'm going to go in 2023 is going to be showing you guys even more, trying to motivate, challenge, inspire you guys, like hold y'all accountable, because y'all hold me accountable every day. I hold myself accountable to the 10th degree, right? There are times I make videos that I say something that I might not even have the things in motion yet, but I'm going to say them on camera, because once I do that, I know there will be some people that will question me, let's say in June. Hey, Pedro, you said you were going to have this website. Where is it? What's going on, man? You know, so I say things because it's out there, right? So I got to make it happen, right? I got to make it happen. So I mentioned that because the website is coming, the network is coming. You guys are going to be seeing that in basically a few weeks from now. I do want to, I forgot to give out the shout outs to the channels this week. So a couple of people are here tonight, I saw. So one of the channels we were shouting out was UUELTE. UUELTE. Somebody please put, one of the moderators, or UUELTE is in here now, I believe. Put a link to his channel. This is a young man that has been making videos. He got put on my radar a couple months ago. He's really grinding. He's super entertaining. He's got big goals, good head on his shoulders. So go check him out. UUELTE, UUELTE. I believe UUELTE is how you spell it. Somebody put a link to his channel in there if you don't mind. The second channel was Dashing Grandpa, and he was in here. We talked about getting him to 2K. I know we can do that. I feel very confident that if he wasn't already there, we can get a few people to go check out the channel, watch a couple of videos. If you like it, subscribe. If you don't, then you don't. But you could leave him a comment about something that you liked or didn't like. I know all content creators like comments, suggestions, feedback. And the third channel was a series of channels. So I'm going to introduce to you guys. I've mentioned it a few times. And if you're one of the content creators that I mentioned that is watching right now, if I mention you, please let me know in the comments. Let us know you're here. So in 2023, I'm going to be collaborating and working with content creators in a very unique way, at least for my channel. Okay. So some of you guys might know I do make content on a weekly basis for a channel called The Rideshare Guy. He's a big channel. He does all kinds of content. He has people that collaborate with him, make videos for him on certain topics, and it's great. He pays us to do it. So I'm going to be doing something very similar, but also unique and different here. So you're going to be seeing the likes of Dashing Trader, Nova Dasher, Lou and Mary from the Long Island Dash Experience, just to name a few. And I got plans on talking and collaborating and seeing if we can make a fit with other content creators in 2023 to where you'll see their face on my channel, right? On a weekly, semi-weekly, monthly basis to be determined. And they'll be making content about things that are important to them, things that we collaborate on, and you'll be seeing different faces, right, on this channel. This part of my growth expansion, part of my planning for 2023. It's also a way for me to collaborate with content creators that I appreciate for varying reasons. I see that they have goals. I see they're betting on themselves, right? And I want to help put some money in their pockets, help them build what they got going on over there. So a big thing for me in 2023 is going to be that I want to make other people money. YouTube's been good to me. It's going to continue to be good to me. I want to make other people. I want in 2024, when we have a similar stream, I would love to have other content creators be like, man, okay, now my channel's doing this, I'm doing that. I'm able to now like have more passive income. I want us to be able to, a year from now, come up all together and share some positive stories, right? Share some successes, share failures, right? We're going to learn. So 2023 is going to be very unique for me and what you guys see me do here and what we do here. I know that some people won't like that. My goal isn't to be a delivery driver forever. That's not my goal. I can see myself still doing this type of work for a while, but I think I can touch more lives. I think I can make a bigger impact in whatever way by doing different types of things, right? And showing you guys still my journey, making it still very relatable. So I'm going to challenge myself in that way in 2023. I've made about every kind of DoorDash video I can make. I looked it up the other day. I think there's only one channel that has more DoorDash content than me, but they've been on YouTube for 10 years. So with that exception, I have more DoorDash videos, more ride-alongs than any other content creator in this space right now. I can't make any more. Now, I'll still make videos here and there because I'm showing you my day. But in 2023, I need to challenge myself to make different kind of stuff. And you guys will be seeing that as the year goes around. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not going to see me do ride-along, see me complain about customers, see me, because I'm still going to be doing that stuff in 2023. But that's not all you're going to see in 2023. So, cool. Sub the Dash and Grandpa. Nice. Let me see if I can't read some of these comments. Grandpa, did you get to 2K? Did I miss that? Let me see. How about them Giants? Yeah, what up, Levi? Listen, bro. Giants looking good. The NFC's crazy right now, man. The NFC's wild. And I'm going to say this. The NFC does not want, with Jalen Hurts hurt, with Kirk Cousins being Kirk Cousins, with the Cowboys being the Cowboys, with the Giants, they're the Giants. Tom Brady and possibly Aaron Rodgers getting into the playoffs is a problem for the NFC. And I'll say that right now. Let's see. Somebody said, who is Roy? Roy is the big bad wolf of the gig economy. He will huff and puff and blow your house down. And if he's watching, I know he's laughing right now. So 2023 is going to be a big year. Yeah, listen, I think I don't think it's unrealistic to say the Buccaneers could go to the Super Bowl. Remember I said that. Or the Packers. Let's see. Or the 49ers, maybe. I'm not worried about the Chargers. It's the Bills or the Chiefs in the AFC. Clark says, you just want him to teach you to DoorDash better, Bobby. Roy supports every channel. I think I have a hot take. Listen. Oh, there's Roy right there. Hold up. Oh, I see Dasher Bench too. Hold up. I see some people waiting. Hold up. I'm going to bring both of you guys in just a second. Hold up. 49ers. Tom Brady's not going to the Raiders. There's a driven mile. Okay, I see everybody. Okay, so I'm going to hold on. Let me see. We're gonna listen. We're bringing all y'all on at the same time. That's how we do it here. Okay, so we have Dasher Benj. Hold up, Dasher Benj. What's up, brother?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing all right. Doing all right.
Have a good New Year's Eve. Would you do anything good?
Oh yeah. Kind of a good news, bad news thing. Normally my family and I do a movie night on New Year's Eve, but they've been sick for the whole week, they said, so
yeah,
that got canceled. But that meant I got to do a full night shift on DoorDash, Uber Eats for the first time on New Year's Eve, and I've actually got the I honestly missed the first half of the live stream. I was editing the video, but I've got the Rideshare, no, the ride along uploading right now. Should be up in about half an hour. So it was fun. Nice. It was good. Nice. Yeah.
Do you record with a phone or a GoPro, or what do you record with? Camera?
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. I am switching it up a little bit. And I think it's like kind of an upgrade and a downgrade at the same time. I still need to work on it because I noticed the focus was out a little bit, but I switched from using a phone, like a secondary phone, to a Sony, I think ZV-1, something like that, that I got lightly used. So I'm using that as my car camera right now, still trying to figure out like what position and everything, but yeah, that's what I record my face with my camera in the car, and I wear a GoPro on my body for pickup and drop off. Gotcha. And then occasionally, if I need a face shot while I'm outside, I'll just use the phone I'm dashing on.
Yeah, cool. All right, I'm gonna bring. I got two other people I'm gonna bring on the screen now as well. Okay, and then I'm gonna ask you guys some questions here. So we got Real Talk with Roy. How you doing, man?
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Roy.
Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year, guys.
And we got I'm good, man. I'm good. We got the driven mom, Lisa's back. What up, Lisa?
Hey, thanks for bringing me back on.
No problem. How was your the ride? I know you were picking somebody up, right? No?
It was interesting. Let's just say that I will not be matching with that passenger again.
Well, did you give him a 1 star?
I did.
Yeah.
She was like going through some personal drama and just I just can't stand people that are gonna like order somebody to drive them somewhere and then tell them how to freaking drive.
Yeah.
Like, that gets you kicked out automatic. That was one thing in Lyft. I booted you automatically.
Well, I mean,
boop, out.
Like I put up with a lot. But like she was just being extra. Like she was like, "You're gonna total your car," and I'm like, "No, I'm not. Like, chill out." And then she's like, "Will you help me get my stuff out of your car?" I'm like, "What?" Like,
some people, I think they get in our car and they think that we're like their personal like do whatever person for that 20 minutes, you know, like we'll just do whatever you want. Like they just don't understand like really what they signed up for. And for me, it was always about like, how did they like talk to me and like what, you know what I'm saying? Like I always like, I never minded doing certain things, but it was how they brought it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was like, if they expected me to do it, nah, I'm good. I'm too petty. I'm not going to do that. But if they were like being nice or whatever, I'll probably do it. Cause I want a tip or I want them to feel like they got a good time. But like some people just be doing too much.
Oh yeah. I'll go out of my way. I'll go out of my way to be like kind and give you great customer service as long as you are treating me with respect. But the way this passenger was behaving, it was very entitled, just rude. Like just say please and thank you, you know? And that just didn't happen. So I was just like, please get out of my car.
Yeah, the way I looked at it, if you want to drive, get your own car. Don't call me to come pick you up and tell me how to drive. Get in your own car and drive.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that would get you instantly booted out of my car. No shit. I hate that.
Hey, Dasher Bench, have you ever done any rideshare in your life or no?
I have not. I've been considering it. I signed up for Lyft, but I haven't done the onboarding videos, whatever there is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm giving it some serious thought. I've been hesitant for the longest time because I really don't trust people in their cars, in my car.
Yeah.
Especially, I actually served. I
You're
served on a
missing out,
jury.
man.
Yeah, I served on a jury back when I was 19, where the case was there was cocaine found between the seat, the driver's seat, and the console. He was driving his girlfriend's car, so
interesting.
It was weird. It ended
So
up
you're
being
missing out. You're missing out, bro. You got to do it, man. I'm telling you, it's a blast. You will have a great time. Well, I'm
All
in
right,
Vegas. I'm in Vegas. I did it in Vegas, so it's always a great time in Vegas too, man. So.
All right, yeah,
I
I'll give
mean,
it some.
I'd
give it a
say
look.
like 99% of my passengers are decent human beings. It's really the 1% that I think scares most people off of doing rideshare.
Yeah. No, you're. I
And
think
I've heard
that's.
so
I
many
think
of
that's
those
well said.
stories on the news, you know,
Yeah.
like just murder cases and whatnot. I mean, I have measures in place, but still.
I think. Go ahead.
I think more people were scared. I think more people were scared of my big ass than they were to try to hurt me. So.
I think for me, I think rideshare isn't for everyone, but it's definitely a good opportunity. And I've always said, out of the food delivery or rideshare, because I started with rideshare as Uber, right? Because I was a customer, and then I got a car, and I was like, I got to make some money for this little thing I wanted to pay for. So I signed up to be a rideshare driver. I loved it, and I still do. For me, I'd rather do rideshare if I can only do one. I'd rather pick up people than McDonald's. And I know that most people rather pick up McDonald's because it is easier. But I like Lisa said, 99% of people are good people, and you're taking them to work, taking them to a ball game, a concert, picking them up from a bar. You're picking up a kid from, or a kid from like a college school or something and taking them somewhere. It's cool. You get to meet a lot of cool people. The money can be really good. But you definitely have to deal with humans, and that's not always enjoyable sometimes, but
Are they on Lyft and Uber? Probably not Uber. I don't know, but for rideshare, are they like requiring masks or anything at the moment?
No, not right now.
No, not where I'm at.
I've picked people up that have had a mask on. I've picked them up where they've had a mask and I don't. I've had one lady ask me to put on a mask, but Uber doesn't require it anymore. So for me,
right.
I think the one time she asked me, I put a mask on because I just wanted, she was old. I picked her up from a hospital or something. I didn't have no problem. It is what it is. But then there's other times when I don't put it on. I think it just depends on how you talk to me is how I kind of am. But that's just, but they don't require that anymore. So
cool. Yeah, that's actually, actually it was right around this time last year. It'll be January 8th will be my 1-year anniversary of doing gig work full time. I had been doing it part time for 9 months when I quit Chick-fil-A, and now it's been a full year. I went straight from that to doing DoorDash full time, and I added Uber Eats onto that, and so now it'll be 1 year now. So that's 2022 in review right there. It's and it's been great. It's given me good flexibility. I've been able to take the face diaper off my face and breathe. Actually, is one of the primary reasons I left Chick-fil-A. It would not, my store at least, would not let up on that. Of course, DoorDash still had their own mandates, but I live in West Texas. Nobody said anything.
Yeah, you're in Texas. You're good. So
yeah.
I want to ask Roy a question. So Roy, earlier we had, I don't know if you saw, what do you think about a customer calling the cops about not getting their food? What's your opinion on that? Do you think, what do you think?
It's hella corny. It's corny. It's a petty theft thing, and it's a he said, she said. She has no proof. So plus she got her money back. The cops ain't gonna waste their time with that.
Yeah,
it's just corny.
It's weird. But
and
what do you? I mean,
she probably has warrants too, so she wouldn't call the cops.
Well, I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't know. She looked nice to me, but
yeah.
What do you say to the drivers? Because I know your stance on the biggest issue drivers have is other drivers. I've heard you say that, right?
Oh yeah, drivers are their own worst. In my opinion, drivers
Own
are
worst
their own
enemy.
worst enemies.
Right. So what do you think should happen to these drivers that are stealing food, doing stupid shit, like, you know, not like? Do you think anything can be done? Do you think something would be done? What do you say to that?
There's really nothing that can be done. Hopefully, you would hope they trip and fall in the cactus and poke the shit out of themselves. But other than that, yeah, you can't really
Yes.
do much. You know, there's so much. They just create other accounts. They do all this crazy stuff, and there's really not much you can say. And like I said, a lot of it's a he said, she said. You just got just as many lying ass customers as you do shady drivers. So it's just back and forth. And when you run this kind of platforms, there's no way of even proving anything. The DoorDash can't prove jack shit, you know, unless it's something that's they get multiple complaints from the same person, you know, 20, 30 complaints about the same person. There's no real way to tell it. There's no way. It's he said, she said. And you know, they probably go by the customer's always right bull crap. And so, you know, the driver's always going to lose out on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point. I just want to remind
Hopefully,
everybody.
if he did steal the food, hopefully he choked on it.
Sure.
Because those kind of people irritate the shit out of me. Like that's one thing I can't stand is a thief. And you know, it ain't worth. If you're willing to put your livelihood at risk over somebody else's food, you're just an idiot anyway. So
Yeah, karma's going to come around. Something's going to happen. Those people don't usually have. If you're stealing $100 worth of PF Chang's, like I'm gonna go on a wild limb here and say you probably aren't like you probably could afford to eat, right? So you're not stealing it because you're hungry. You're stealing it because you're greedy. And for me, there's a little bit of a difference, and they're gonna get what they get, you know. Just want to remind anybody that wants to come in on the StreamYard. I think a couple people said they wanted. It's the pinned comment up top, so feel free to jump in.
Yeah.
So Dasher Benj, man, what do you think about 2023? And when I want to get to Roy's opinion and the Driven Mama Lisa, do you think 2023 is going to be good for DoorDash drivers? Do you think we're just going to see more complaining? Do you think it's going to be bad? Like, what do you think is going to happen in 2023 and for DoorDash and the gig economy?
Honestly, overall, I think the gig economy, with the advent of the Rona, has I think the heyday has come and gone. But I don't think it's gonna like totally sink, or I think most people will be able to, if they want to, will still be able to get by with it. I plan on, I mean, unless something weird happens, I plan on doing, continuing this full time, and in the meantime, building my other income streams until I can get back to where I was doing it part time. But I don't really see it going anywhere. As far as like plummeting, really.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's going to be sustainable for the ones that want to and are willing to adapt and figure it out. I think
it will get worse.
Some people a little hurt.
Yeah, I think base pay will continue to lower, and it will continue to glitch out, and will continue to have find more problems, and DoorDash make more changes and more pilots and everything that we'll have to work around. But I'm looking forward to it, honestly. I mean, not base pay lowering, not looking forward to that. But I'm interested to see what there will be, what kind of challenges there will be. Along for sure. That.
Bobby, what do you think? First off, this is Southern Gig. His name is Bobby, everybody. He loves cosmic brownies. So
Pedro's employee.
He's my employee. Yep. He's a W2. What's up, Bobby? How you doing, man? Happy New Year.
You too, man. I'm doing well. How are y'all doing?
I'm good, man. How was your New Year's Eve?
It was fantastic, man.
Yeah.
Well, it was a little foggy yesterday, so when we went out to go see the fireworks, we couldn't see as many, but it is what it is. Yeah. It's a good time though.
So what do you think, man? How was 2022 for you in the gig economy, and what do you think? How do you think 2023 is going to be?
Well, it's been good for me because of the amount of apps I have, but I think it's every day if you have one app, it's getting harder and harder, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I mean, we know I do Spark like crazy, but at some point Spark's gonna fade away, and then I'm gonna have to figure something else out. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
But I still make my money either way. So.
Yeah. I mean, you've been in the gig, you've been making money in the gig economy with food delivery and rideshare for how long now?
Full time about 5 years.
Yeah, so you're that's longer than the average person, I would say, right? For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Bobby, just for the record, is what is your favorite Little Debbie snack? I don't think everybody knows.
I think the one behind me kind of gives it away.
Oh, is that it? Are you sure you don't like the oatmeal pies or the whatever? Are you sure
I do like the oatmeal pies. I will tell you this: me and you have had a talk before about you like to send me pictures of the most incorrect, disrespectful Little Debbies, in my opinion. Like weird, like Nutty Buddies, and
those are the best Little Debbies.
Those are the bomb.
The chocolate. Listen, hold on. I want to get Lisa's opinion. I'm gonna get Lisa's opinion, then we'll get to Roy. But chocolate and peanut butter is the best combination when it comes to any kind of dessert or candy. That's just my opinion. Lisa, what do you say?
I can't have peanut butter in my house because my youngest is allergic to peanuts. But I'm just not a real big fan of peanut butter. Probably because my mom made me eat so many peanut butter and jelly sandwiches growing up.
Oh, I had a peanut butter and jelly
but
today.
Cosmic brownies is gross. Nutty Buddies is gross. The oatmeal cream pie is nasty.
What?
I think it's the chocolate fudge. The chocolate fudge ones. Those are the best ones.
Okay.
And if I can't have those, I'll have the zebra cakes.
Okay, zebra cakes is good. I feel like a cosmic brownie. I feel like they're hella dry. Like they're just eating. It's like eating cardboard or something. Yeah.
It's not a brownie. It's weird.
It's not. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for saying that to Bobby because we're trying to get
Bobby has trash taste in Little Debbie's cake.
Roy, what do you think? You like
Bobby
cosmic
likes
brownies,
it when
Roy?
I'm mean to him, though.
I know.
Roy? No, I didn't think so.
I don't like any kind of I don't like any kind of brownies, really. I stick to Hostess myself. I prefer Hostess, like Ding Dongs and stuff like that, and the Ho-Hos. I stick to Hostess. I'm not a big fan of Little Debbie's.
Okay.
Plus, when I was in jail, you could only get the fucking the honey bun ones.
Honey bun, the honey buns. Yeah, they give those out.
And they were too small. They weren't enough. So.
Yeah.
But as far as 2022, I think I forced myself to do 100 DoorDash. I forced myself to do 100 DoorDash deliveries. So I think it's good.
You got to 100. Okay, interesting.
Well, I have over 650, but I think I only did 100 this year. But I think it's going to be more of the same bitching, complaining. The apps ain't going to get any better. Like Bobby said, you're going to have to probably multi-app to get, to actually try to make more money. You're probably going to have to multi-app and find which app is hot in your market. Like Spark is hot in his market right now. So, and once it dies out, he'll find another one, I'm sure. But as far as that, people are still going to complain. Like I said, drivers aren't happy with anything. The apps could come out and deliver the food for them, and they'd still complain. So, like I said, it's always going to be a complaint of some kind. And as far as 2022 for me, I did a lot of soda shaking. So I think 2023 is going to be a record on the soda shaking.
No, listen, bro. I want to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you. I want you to think about this, all right? Because I've given you shit multiple times about the soda shaking, right? I want you to try to do less. Just cut it down by like 10%. So if you shook 1,000 sodas, just shake 900 this year, man. Just do 900.
Right.
Just shake 900. Because there's got to be some little old lady that opens that soda, that Mountain Dew, or that Diet Pepsi, and she just ruins her whole day because it's like on her face and it's on her shirt and it's on her little kids or her cats, and it's It
the Bellagio fountain sodas. That's what I call them. That's what you get from that Tibbet. So I have my own way to get.
Roy does not get like what New Year's resolutions are about. It's about bettering yourself, being a better version of you. And Roy's like, no, I want to be the worst version ever this year.
Yeah, I don't make resolutions. I don't want to set myself up for failure. So if I say I'm not going to shake soda, I'm going to shake it up. I'm like, I'm going to feel bad about myself. I don't want to do that.
Crazy. Now, I do want to set the record straight. Roy doesn't shake DoorDash orders. He only does it for Domino's because he has to take
Yeah,
those.
yeah.
It's different, right? So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
And
That-
it's like to the disrespectful customers, right? Not just everybody.
No, anybody that I recognize
Anybody that doesn't tip, yeah.
I don't tip. And I probably have like over 300 complaints with Domino's, so I'm not the greatest W-2 employee, I guess you can say. So.
Oh no, listen, I'll tell Roy right now. If I was managing at Domino's, me and Roy would hate me. I already know, like, because the way I was as a manager, me and Roy would not have gotten along at work. We probably could have like a beer or a hot dog after work, but at work, oh, me and Roy would hate each other if I was.
Yeah, we probably button heads big time. Yeah,
big time.
I'm not a good W-2 employee.
Oh yeah, I'd be having Roy like clean out the freezer, walk in and shit. Like he would hate me.
Yeah, Roy don't do all that stuff at all. Roy refuses to do that stuff.
So before I call it a show, I want to go around just real quick. So Dash Revenge, I'll start with you. What's one thing you want to accomplish in 2023?
I've got several things. Both. Sorry, I'm trying to. Where's the screen? There we are. Both in my personal and in my business, but I do want to. I would like to hit 6 figures for the first time this year, and I do know that's going to take a lot of work on a lot of different projects, but that's something to aspire to for the year. And but I do have my lawn care business that I want to scale bigger. I only had a handful of clients last year, so I want to get to where I want to do more things that feel more like a real job. Not that these aren't, but I don't trust them forever. Like you said, being a delivery driver forever. I mean, I have a vision for the future. I want to have a family sometime, and I need something that'll
a little more sustainable. Yeah.
Yes, something sustainable, because you never know where the gig economy is going to be in 5 or 10 years. You know.
Sure, for sure. Bobby, what about you?
Okay, so right now my plan is to just, keep doing what I'm doing and stacking the money up because me and Jessica's eventual long-term goal is to move to Tennessee. It's something that we wanted to do for a long time. I got some more debt to pay off. I haven't gotten to the point where I've decided exactly what yet, but my long-term goal is to eventually cut it down to about 20 hours on the gig apps. I don't know exactly where that's going to go yet because I still have a couple more steps before I can even think about that. But right now, the apps are still hella good to me, so I'm not complaining.
What you guys, when you talk Tennessee, you talking like close to the Smoky Mountains or like?
Yes. Yeah. There's a couple areas. There's one called Pigeon Forge, which I like, but it's kind of more of a vacation-y area. There's also another area called Maryville. It's not a big city. It's kind of a small city, but it's very like, how do I put it? Family oriented. You can tell, and it's close enough to the Smoky Mountains because she loves the mountains.
Nice. So that's where you guys would be for like the rest of your lives. Like,
correct. That's the long-term plan.
Nice. Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I've been to Tennessee. I've driven through it a lot. I've only stopped once or twice, but it's beautiful, man. Beautiful. Every time I've been in, it's awesome. So, Lisa, what about you? What's you have a goal you'd like to share with us for 2023?
Oh man, I got a lot. I want to get my YouTube channel monetized for 2023.
Nice.
Tony and I are starting a new channel. It's going to be much different from the gig apps, but it's more family oriented.
Yeah.
So we got that in the works. There's a lot of goals, but I do want to say one quick thing about the gig apps in 2023, and that's if you are only using one app, you need to put other things in your back pocket. Like, you cannot put your eggs in one basket and expect it to be there for you the next day. Because one day I was on Uber and the next day I wasn't. And it was no fault of mine. So just diversify. Get on every app you can. If you want to do gig work full time, get on every app you can. Find other ways to make money. It doesn't have to just be on apps. There's all sorts of websites. Hannibal and Rideshare Rodeo, they've been doing a live where they talk about things that you can do for money beyond the regular apps.
Yeah.
Like, just don't rely on these companies to have your back, because you are just a number to them.
Well said. Couldn't agree
And
more.
they will deactivate you for whatever they feel like deactivating you for.
Yeah. Yep. We have to be forward thinking, guys. If you think, like if I only had DoorDash and I'm thinking I can just, you might be good, but something will happen at some point. So if you need to make that money, you get deactivated on a Monday. I hope you got a backup on Tuesday, another app or another way to make money so that you're not affected, or your family or whatever. Right. So well said. Roy, what about you, man? Give me a goal. Give me a goal for 2023, Roy.
Just to wake up.
I hear you, man. Why do you say that, man? What are you thinking about?
You're just not promised. Nobody's promised tomorrow. So my goal is just to wake up every morning, be the best guy I can be, and stay out of trouble, and just move forward and look forward to the next day. Try to stay healthy, because you guys know my story. You know where I've been. So it just, don't take shit for granted. That's the thing. Don't let these apps take away from your life. Take the time to enjoy your life. There's 7 days a week, 12-hour days. Don't let that shit control your life, man. Wake up every day, do your job, and then look forward to spending time with the family, because you only got one, and you don't know when the next day isn't coming. So
I'll say this: me and Roy actually talked about that earlier, and he made a really good point about how, and I'm guilty of it too, about how we all chase the dollar. But like last night, I know as corny as it's going to sound, the fact that I got to stop in the middle of a live and go run out and just watch the fireworks and just kiss my wife at midnight. Like, I know that might sound corny as hell, but like a lot of people don't get to have that, and I'm very lucky. And that's kind of what me and him were talking about. I'm blessed in that way.
Yep.
Exactly.
And life is about moments, guys. Life is about moments, right? Bobby just shared a moment with us, right? And Roy's talking about he just wants to have another moment when he wakes up. But that's what life is, right? Like like it's very, very, very precious, Roy, I appreciate you.
Yeah, because like when
yeah, it's just one of those things. Like I've had it happen to me twice. Doesn't matter how much money you make, it doesn't mean dick at the end of the day. It can all be taken away. And so enjoy what you have now every day. And I'm not that guy that looks ahead to the future like a lot of people do, because I've been in that situation where it can be taken away from you like that fast. But if just take it day by day, man. Love, hug the people every day before you go to work. We drive 10, 12 hours a day. You never know. That might be the last day you drive. So just hug everybody, show love, and just live day to day to your best ability. Like, be happy. So.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said. I appreciate, I love doing these lives, man, because I never know where it's going to go. We have topics and we talk about things, but then like sometimes we have real moments and we can talk about stuff beyond the apps, right? We can talk about, because most of us are doing these apps for a couple of reasons, right? One, hey, we got family. We got to put food on the table and keep the lights on and pay the rent or mortgage, right? That's how the world works for 99% of us, right? Or maybe you're single and you're hustling and you're trying to stack your money. You got goals. You want to have a family like Dash or Ben's. You got aspirations, right? And there's value in that as well, right? But like, we're all just out here doing the same work. So for me, my 2023 is like in 2022, we saw a lot of like driver against driver, right? This person against that person. And I was guilty of it. I have opinions like you should do this, but you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be telling people what to do. I could suggest what works for me. But we as drivers got to be a little bit better, I think, on YouTube of coming together, talking about like real things, what's going on, sharing ideas, trying to be a little more positive, still be realistic, but be positive and like uplift each other. Because I think in 2022, one thing I saw was we had a lot of like, lack of better words, like we were downing each other too much, right? We got to be a little bit more like, you know what? Like Roy said, I want to wake up tomorrow. I want to do that, and then I'll go, and then I'll figure out, but in order to do that, we got to wake up and feel good about ourselves, be positive to our fellow drivers, our fellow fathers and moms. And like, we're all just trying to make money out here. Right. So we got to leave. For me, I want to leave all the stuff that doesn't really mean anything in 2022 and try to be a little more positive in 2023. And I think if I do that, I'll be able to reach my goals a little quicker because I'm a little more focused, if that makes sense, So,
and I'll say this,
Yeah.
it's kind of basically what you just said, but I'm going to spin it in my own little way. I myself was involved. I mean, you know about this, but I myself was involved in a lot of negativity at the tail end of 2022. Yeah. And I know it sounds cliche, and Roy's like, oh, you're going to change your mind in 2 weeks. But I'm completely serious when I say that all of that, like the BS, as far as I'm concerned, I left that last year. And my goal is to kind of get back to what I wanted when I first started my channel, which was to kind of bring a positivity, but in my own way. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, no, 100%. And I'll say this. I think we've all grown to know each other, right? Whether we've met personally or we're on a live together. And, Dasher Benj has been on here a few times now. We're getting to know what he's about and what's important to him. And, everybody knows Roy and Lisa and their Driven Dad. Like, we do a really good job of like what I call self-policing each other, right? So like if Bobby says, hey, I'm going to try to be positive, I'm not going to do these negative things, right? But we also have to understand we're humans, we're flawed, and we're going to make mistakes, right? But we also know that there's somebody like myself, or we know there's somebody like Roy that's going to say, Bobby, what's up, man? Pull him to the side and be like, hey, what's up? I thought you weren't going to do that. Right. We can do it in a way of out of love and like out of like care, like, hey, man, I got to slap you around a little bit. You're not doing what you said. I know that I have people that would do that for me. If I'm coming on a live saying, hey, I'm going to leave all that pride and ego in 2022. And I'm going to try to just build for my family, build for myself, because that's going to serve me better. I know that if I make a video next week talking crap about something, Roy's going to come out and say something about it. I know that. Right. But that's a good thing. There's value in that because we could hold each other accountable. And I think I think we need some of that in 2023. What do you guys think?
Oh, for sure. And you guys know I will do that. I will bust your balls, and I do it. And I've done it multiple times.
I bust them back. And there's nothing wrong with that.
And I've come on the live stream and done it with Pedro. I've done it to Bobby, where it's like, dude, you need to fucking chill. You need to do this. You may be in the wrong. I'm not afraid to do that. That's one thing about if everybody knows me, knows my channel, I'm not afraid to call you out on it. And you can either like the call out or you don't like the call out, but if you're doing wrong stuff, I'm going to call you out on it because I can't force people to do the right thing because I myself do some crazy shit. So I'm just going to bust your balls because if you're that one person that says, I don't do these kind of things, I don't want to do those, I'm not going to do it, and I catch you doing it, I'm going to call you out on it because I'm going to pull your receipts and be like, hey, come on, you got to stick to your game. If I promise today not to shake one soda in all of 2023, trust me, I will not shake a soda in 2023 because
y'all heard it first. Roy's not shaking a soda in 2023. So
don't shake sodas.
I don't think I've shaken a soda up in the last month of December.
Hey, listen. We're taking baby steps. It's good. I just need you to shake 100 less. I don't need you to go all out. Just shake 900 versus 1,000. That's all I'm asking for.
All right.
All I'm asking. I think that's fair. Hey, listen, guys. I appreciate you guys coming on. I appreciate the vulnerability. I appreciate the realness. I appreciate sharing your goals with me, Dasher Benj, Roy, Southern Gig Bobby, the Driven Mom Lisa. Appreciate you guys coming on and sharing time with us tonight.
Thank you.
And Happy New Year to you guys. I'm really looking forward to continuing on this YouTube journey that we're all on, because we all have channels here, right? And I think it's good. I think it's amazing. I know a lot of people, you know, have varying opinions about YouTube or this or that, but I am an advocate for it. I think it's a good place you can come and be yourself, and people can watch and you can share ideas. And I appreciate you guys doing that with me tonight. Thank you very much.
And anybody who asks who Roy is,
Yeah, thank you, Pedro.
That's me. It's me.
You're welcome.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me
All
on,
right.
bro.
See you guys. Have a good night,
All
guys.
good. All right, man.
Bye.
Later.
Okay, later, Bobby. Cosmic Brownies out. So that was good. You know, you never know where these lives are going to go, but I appreciate everybody that watched tonight. I appreciate if you're watching on the replay and you made it all this way. Consider hitting the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. And as content creators, we do appreciate that. And I appreciate if you got any kind of value from this video, hit the thumbs up. If you did not like the video, you can hit the thumbs down. They both work the same. Appreciate y'all very much. My vibes entering 2023 are very high. Listen, I'll say this, and you know, people use the word ego with me sometimes, and I'm okay with that. I am not an easily offended human being. I'm gonna kill 2023. So the 138 that are still with me, remember that I said that. 2023, I'm not gonna like curse on this, you know. I'm gonna make it mine. And I'm very excited about 2023 and the collaborations, the direction of this channel, the partnerships, and it's going to be amazing. I'll see you guys tomorrow.